Colorado High School Activities Association football is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. This afternoon from Parker, it's a Class 3A semifinal as the visiting Fort Morgan Mustangs, the number 3 seed, take on the number 2 seed Lutheran Lions. Along with Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. Kevin Rohde not with us. Hopefully he's feeling better. He's under the weather today. Hopefully the Mustangs will not be under the weather, Brian, because as we talked about on Facebook Live about an hour ago, the challenge they're facing today, it looks like Lutheran really doesn't have many weaknesses considering that they have decimated virtually every opponent they played, including the 2 in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got to come out and play their best football that they've played all year. There's no doubt about that. Lutheran is just too good in all their facets of the game. So they're going to have to come out, create a couple of turnovers, hopefully sustain some drives, keep the ball away from that powerful offense, and then defensively try to shut them down 2 or 3 times. But it's going to be a tough adventure. But I've seen this defense do some special things this year. So
well, for Lutheran, it all starts with their quarterback Clayton Jacobs, a dual threat.
Yeah, I think he's their leading rusher, and 29 touchdowns passing. He has 36 touchdowns. Well, 36 touchdowns for the season receiving. So if he's not passing it, he's throwing it. It looks like so they're going to be a pretty tough opponent. It looks like to me.
Yeah, and he's only thrown 5 interceptions. Meanwhile, the Mustangs got to be turnover free because they won last week, despite the fact that they were +3 in the turnover category, and they still won that game 21-14. Now they managed to keep the Frederick offense off the field, and that's going to be the key here. Field position does not matter in this game because of Lutheran's strategy.
No, they as we just heard on the pregame show here, they were 4th and 6 on their own 24 and went for it. So they don't punt, and they onside kick everything, and they're real good at it. So it's just going to be a challenge for the Mustangs, but I think they're going to be up for it. I think it's going to be a good contest this afternoon. I think Lutheran's going to know they've been in a ball game.
Well, you've got some seniors who are gamers in Briggs Wheatley and Frank Ortega, Fernando Marquez, Braden Fajardo, and of course those guys in the line as well. Major gamers for Fort Morgan. Lutheran is coached by Stephen Robbins, assisted by Brian Moss, Chad McGuckin, Derek Johnson, Dylan Johnson, Greg Gherkin, Isaac Miller, Jacob Perkins, Jared Stanton, John Moore, Corey Schreiner, Michael Simmons, Trevor Garrett, Torrey Stelling, and Zachary Satrom. They've got coaches for like every 3 or 4 players.
Yeah.
Mustangs pretty deep as well. They're coached by Ty Davies in his 4th season, assisted by Jacob Blund, Tanner Campbell, Drew Davies, Gary Davies, Jim Kreckemeyer, Ron Eccles, Josh Langford, Isaac Linkard, Tyrone Ortiz, Eric Sherman, and Seth Wolf. The Mustangs in their road whites and Lutheran in their home black uniforms. The Mustangs not yet out of the tunnel while Lutheran is on the field, so we're just awaiting Fort Morgan here as kickoff is less than 5 minutes away, and here come the Mustangs. They'll be led by Ortega and Wheatley, and a third member out there, and that's Daniel Serna.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lutheran High School.
They're going to have to be that united, not only walking out of the locker room, but pretty much that united on the field. They've got a gang tackle.
Lutheran High
that's been one problem they've had this year is not pulling them down on that first tackle, and they've got to gang up on them and bring them down.
You to please rise.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back with the opening kickoff. Fort Morgan and Lutheran on B106
of our national
and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you.
John Beltran back with Brian Nickel. Brian, what happened there on the coin toss?
Mustangs won the toss and deferred.
Fort Morgan has won the toss and is deferred to the second half.
They got to keep this tied. Remember that first game they played against Lutheran High School out of St. Peters, Missouri. I don't know who won the toss there, but it was tied at 14. And that's the only competitive game that Lutheran High School out of Parker, Colorado has played this year.
Tony Rago.
We'll have some competition here for the public address announcer, but do our very best. Shouldn't interfere during the play. So Brandon Marquez momentarily will kick off for Fort Morgan as the opening kickoff on a 52-degree afternoon from Parker.
See if they kick it short like they have been doing. They've had 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns this year.
Opening kickoff brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. No surprise here, we are at capacity The stands are full at the Lutheran side and the Mustang side. Standing room, and there's some sitting room area, Brian, but you're basically at ground level.
Yeah, that's not real good over there on the passenger side, over there on the visitor side. But I think you can roam the sidelines a little bit, and that might be their best view.
Well, you want to be a driver in this game, not a passenger. You're in trouble if you're a passenger.
Yeah, you want control.
Joe Ciccio is back deep to receive, along with Trey Ciccio. And Joe is a sophomore and Trey is a junior. And just off the bat, it'll be very interesting to see what Fort Morgan does with this kickoff. Do they pooch it so they prevent a long return? We know sometimes that coverage team, Brian, has struggled at times for Fort Morgan.
I'm going to guess they're going to try and pooch it, get it over this front line here to about the 35-yard line or so, and keep it out of the hands of their returners.
They're lining up from right hash mark all the way to the far sideline. So they're going to kick it on the short side of the field. It looks like this is pooched, and this will be fielded at the 29-yard line, and breaking out of a tackle across the 40 to the 41 is Ryan Kenny, who's an outstanding rusher as well. Now let's see what happens for Lutheran.
Ryan Kenny, first down.
Brian, that's a huge offensive line. Braden Mitchell, 6 foot 240, a junior. I mean, look at him, along with R.A. Jacobs, a 6'3", 280-pound senior guard. So they're going to be undersized as Fort Morgan. 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 41-yard line. Two receivers split out to the left and right. Shotgun formation, high snap. There's the handoff and back up the middle across the 45 and breaking out of a tackle and still along the left sideline of the 40. Now to the 20-yard line, out of bounds. That is Dorian Pacheco. The Mustangs should have held him there for about 4 yards. Fajardo ran him out of bounds, but it's a gain of 40 yards for Pacheco, and that was terrible tackling by Fort Morgan. Quick snap, and there's the give left side, and that's maybe a couple of yards there for Ryan Kenny.
Ryan Kenny on the carry.
And they're going to give him
2nd down and 7.
The 16-yard line for Kenny. 2nd down and 7 at the Mustang 16-yard line. You got to wrap up. This thing about trying to just make a hard hit's not going to work. Quick snap. There's the pitch right to Kenny. Swinging it to the outside. He's got a seam across the 10-yard line to the 5. Wow. He's into the end zone. It's a touchdown. And they'll call it from 16 yards away. Ryan Kenny scores 43 seconds into the game, and the Mustangs are down 6-0.
Yeah, he just cut it wide out there, and Mustangs just couldn't catch up with him. So it's going to be, they're going to have to come out and answer this right away.
Samuel Smolin to attempt the extra point, the sophomore. The kick is up, and that one is right down the middle.
Smolin's kick is good. That makes the score your Lutheran High School Lions 7. The Fort Morgan Mustangs 0.
We'll keep it right here with the Mustangs down by a 7-0 score. 3 plays, 59 yards. And Brian, quite frankly, as talented as Fort Morgan is, this is no surprise.
No.
Lutheran's done this all season.
Yeah, and then they did it last week. They scored 42 points against Palisade in the quarterfinals last week. So
in the first quarter.
Yeah, in the first quarter, exactly. Yeah, and they ended up winning 49-7. So that's crazy. 42 points in 12 minutes of high school football. That's amazing. But the Mustangs are going to have to come back. They're going to have to either score here or at least keep the ball away from that offense, have a sustained drive of some type.
Briggs Wheatley is not out there in the hands team. That's Elvin Yanez, Levi McCoy, Jesse Campa, and I think Charlie Langford. No, he's over here on the second set. On the far side for Fort Morgan is David Keller. They've got 5 up now. Chase Redding is the 5th member. So watch out for the onside kick to be attempted here by Samuel Smolin. Fajardo's back deep, but he won't see the ball at this point. Mustangs have to be very aggressive getting on this ball. And here's your onside. It'll be fielded and down beautifully at the 49-yard line of Lutheran by David Keller.
By number 22,
so they got excellent field position, and that took a Sunday hop. That took a baseball hop for him, Brian.
Yeah, that took a nice hop right into him.
49-yard line.
But they're just kind of a drag kick along there, but came out of it pretty good at the 49-yard line.
We haven't talked about Lutheran's defense, but they've been solid all season long as well. 1st and 10, a 16-yard run by Ryan Kenny. He's got Lutheran on the board, 43 seconds into the game. lining up on the left hash mark with 2 receivers split out to the right. And looks like 1 to the left, a pistol formation for Fort Morgan. Frank Ortega is the running back. Ramirez now realigns to the left. Wheatley awaits a snap. He'll hand it off to Ortega up the middle, and he's held up for a loss of a yard. There's just too much size in there for Lutheran. And that's a big stick by a couple of Lions, including David Bond, a senior outside linebacker.
On the run. Loss
second
of 1,
down
second
and
down
11.
11.
And the Mustangs are going to find it very challenging to run the ball, especially up the middle.
Yeah. Well, they don't have anybody more than 7 yards deep. They're challenging to run. They're just bringing everybody.
I don't know how this is the 2 seed. They've been playing like a 1 seed all year. Out of the shotgun, second down and 11 for the 50. Ortega to the left of the quarterback, Wheatley. Receiver split out to the right and Redding to the left. Already a passing formation and situation here for Fort Morgan. Wheatley on second down, 2-step drop. He heaves it up the right side. Marquez is out there, and it's incomplete. He was well defended at the 25. It was underthrown.
Pass intended for number 1.
And defended over there by Brody Donahue.
Third down and 11.
Third down and 11. I don't know if he wanted to throw that short so Marquez could come back and maybe draw interference or actually hit the outside shoulder, but you're going for the home run that early, you've got to be spot on.
Yeah, and the defender was right in his back pocket. They were hand fighting all the way down there, so good no call there.
Third down and 11 for the Mustangs at midfield. We played a minute and a half, and they're down 7-0. Lutheran coming on a blitz, back to throw, out to the middle, caught by at the 30-yard line to the 20. That is going to be a touchdown for Frank Ortega, maybe. No, inside the 5. He made a cut for some reason, and it's first and goal, a gain of about 48, but I thought he could have gone in, and he stutter-stepped at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he saw that kid coming in from the right. I think if he could have just cut it off to the left, I think he'd have made it in.
What a play, a gain of 48 on the slant. I wasn't sure who caught it initially. First and goal at the 2, right up to the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Ortega up the middle. He spins, he scores. I believe he's in. Yes, touchdown. Frank Ortega from 2 yards out. And the Mustangs counter just like that. And they're down by a point, and we could have a shootout here. 10:06 to go in the opening quarter. And on a 3rd and 11, a 48-yard slant to Frank Ortega set it up. Wow.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. We've seen that earlier this year where the defense doesn't account for him.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Brandon Marquez. The hold of Charlie Langford. That is up, and that is good. 10:06 to go, first quarter. It's Fort Morgan 7, Lutheran 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
That makes the score. Located behind the bleachers.
Well, Lutheran began the game on a 3-play drive, went 59 yards. The Mustangs counter on a 4-play, 49-yard drive, but 3rd and 11, Brian, and that's a huge conversion there from midfield with that 48-yarder, and nobody covered, nobody accounted for Frank Ortega, who's been the leading receiver this year.
Yeah, it's amazing. But Lutheran sent in about 7 guys, so they're hoping that the man defense out there will cover him, but they didn't pick up Frankie at all.
Now to kick it off is Marquez. This will be pooched, but a little bit deeper. This will be fielded at the 16 by Ciccio. Stutter stepping to the 20. Back to the middle. He breaks out of a tackle. He's got the sideline to the 40-yard line, and he's tackled near midfield by Placido Leanos. And the Mustangs had contained him, but they got to make tackles, and that was a bad job again by Fort Morgan.
Yeah, they had about 5 or 6 guys there, and he let them get around him. They should have been able to. If they could have pushed him back into the middle, they would have had him.
1st and 10. I believe they said that's now Moya. Must be a different uniform that I had on the roster. Who made the tackle, a return of about 39 yards. 1st and 10 for the 49. Jacobs, 2-step drop, throws it out to his left. It's caught underneath, and along the sideline, crossing the 50, is Trey Ciccio to about the 44-yard line. That's a quick hitter. And a gain of 7, second down and 3. And there was nothing fancy about that on the pass to Ciccio.
Second down and 3.
Right up to the line of scrimmage, out in the right flat. That is caught, first down by Ciccio. And that's across the 40 to the 39 for a gain of 5. They're going to play pitch and catch all afternoon if the Mustangs play coverage that loosely.
Yeah, they've
Number 3, Trey Cicio, taking
thrown
it
out
bounds.
into the
First down,
flat.
10.
Quick snap, and there's the keeper by Jacobs. He said after a gain of 1, the Mustangs with containment running to his left as Jesse Camp and
Clayton
Levi
Jacobs
McCoy
on the keeper, brought
were
down
able to
by
make the
number
play. The first carry by
52.
Jacobs.
Jesse
Second
Campa
down and
number
9
27,
with a
Levi
football at the
McCoy.
Mustang 38. 9:13 to go, opening quarter. Deadlocked at 7 in this 3A semifinal. Jacobs pumps, heaves it deep up the left side. That is going to be incomplete as Briggs Wheatley was
Jacobs
out
pass
there.
intended for, number
Intended
11,
for Ryan Allen.
Falls
But
incomplete.
man, you're not going to
Third
throw
down
that
and
against
9.
Wheatley. I'm surprised it wasn't
No.
picked off.
And he had a little pressure coming on him, too. It was that Jesse Campa that got in there, so he might have threw it just a little earlier than he wanted.
They don't take more than 10 seconds in between plays. Third down and 9 from the Mustang 38-yard line. There's the quick snap, deep drop, setting up a screen perhaps. Rolling out to his right, Keller giving chase, can't get him. Still flushed out of the pocket as Jacobs along the sideline throws, and it's intercepted by Fajardo. Did he hold on to it? Did he stay in bounds? At the 23, there is a flag down.
Might have man downfield.
Yeah, that
Because
would have to be an eligible man downfield. Are they going to rule that an interception, first of all? It looked like Fajardo had it at about the 20-some-odd yard line. And I guess it's not a pick. But now let's see what the flag is about. Or are they declining the penalty and saying it's a pick? We haven't had any clarification yet.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the line.
But if it's the interception, that ball should be placed
Yeah, they're taking
like at about the 23-yard line. I'm not sure what they're doing with the spot of the football. Nope. Let's see. I'm confused here. He picked it off. The ball's at the 21.
They just got to get the
Are we
guys.
in the same game?
Yeah, they got to get the players down to the
Okay, so
interceptions.
Fajardo with a pick. I've never seen such confusion on what was pretty simple. An interception by Fajardo inside the 25. First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 21 on the left hash mark. Deadlocked at 7. 15-yard, making a 16-yard touchdown run by Ryan Kenny of Lutheran. And the Mustangs had a 48-yard pass to Ortega. Then he scored from 2 yards out. 8:55 to go in the opening quarter. Out of the shotgun formation. In motion, realigning is Oscar Ramirez. Wheatley's going to run to his left. Has got a seam along the sideline to the 25. And then he spun down across the 25 towards the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. That's a solid gain of 7 yards for Briggs Wheatley. And that is his first carry of this 3A semifinal.
Briggs Wheatley on the carry.
Yeah, got around that
Gain
corner
of
out
6,
there.
second
Nice
down
job
and
by that.
4.
Well, we know the strength of the Mustangs defensively is the secondary. They already came up with a pick from Fajardo. Second down and 3 to go. The Mustangs have to win the turnover battle against this team from Parker that has been solid all season on both sides of the football. Second down and 3 to go for the 28-yard line. Now out of a shotgun is Briggs Wheatley. The running back Ortega to his left. 2 receivers split out to the right. And 1 to the left, coming on a blitz perhaps, yep. And there's the give to Ortega. Stutter stepping up the middle, across the 30. And he's got a first down to the 32-yard line. They move the sticks. He just lowered the shoulder into a pack of Lutheran Lions. It's a gain of 4 for Frank Ortega, who's got 3 carries for 5 yards, but he does have a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, the nice
Number
job there by
26,
that
Frank
offensive
Ortega
line to
on
get
the
him just
carry.
enough
First
room
down
to
and
get
10
that first
for the
down.
Mustangs.
At the 32-yard line, Fort Morgan on their own side of the field. With a 1st and 10, again, they get up to the line of scrimmage and wait for sideline instructions. Same formation with 2 receivers out to the right and 1 to the left. On 1st and 10. Wheatley back to throw, pressure coming, lofts it up the right side. That's going to be broken up. Fajardo was out there, but well defended by Cicio.
Briggs Wheatley's pass.
I thought it almost looked like Cicio had come down with it. But
It was at the 47-yard line of
incomplete,
Lutheran in
second
front of the
down and
Lutheran
10.
bench. Well, that's the second time they've thrown the fade pattern and well covered both times by the same defender.
yeah, he's not letting them get behind him, that's for sure.
Second down and 10 to go for the Mustangs at their own 32. Deadlocked at 7. 7:29 to go in the opening quarter. Lutheran took 3 plays and scored in a 59-yard drive. The Mustangs countered 4 plays and 49 yards. They've got to establish the run, though. Tough to pass this many times. On 2nd and 10, again, they're coming on a blitz. Wheatley, quarterback draw, up the middle, across the 35, and he's tripped from behind. Oh, man, he had a seam. It looked like he was going to get a first down.
Number
Instead,
8,
he got
Briggs
5
Wheatley on the
yards
keeper.
to the 37-yard line, but that's a
Gain
heck of a
5,
tackle.
3rd down and 5.
because he had lots of daylight there, Brian.
Yeah, it was there, and then just as he went past that guy, the defender on the ground, he reached out and tripped him up.
Looked like one of the linebackers, maybe Josh Ayers, made the play. 3rd and 5 from the 37-yard line. On their own side of the field, 2 receivers this time are split to the left and 1 to the right. And you know they're going to account for Frank Ortega after what he did on the very first possession that Fort Morgan had with a 3rd and 11. Now trips to the left, naked backfield. Whately's going to roll out to the left. Plenty of pressure coming. Throw on the run. The pass is complete along the sideline. First down, Braden Fajardo at the 45. It's a gain of 8. And that is a beautifully executed play on the short side of the field.
Yeah, it just went down and then out, and Briggs rolled that way and found him open.
They'll mark it at the 44, so a gain of 7 officially. First down and 10 for the Mustangs. Clock is still moving, even though he did go out of bounds, unless his right knee was in bounds, and then that's the way they ruled it. At the 44, on the left hash mark. The Mustangs taking their time to get this play off. In motion to the right is Fajardo. There's the handoff to Ortega. Breaks it up and tackle. Has got the left sideline to the 40-yard line. He's free, and he's tackled from behind across the 30, maybe to the 28-yard line.
Number 26.
Let's see where the spot
Ortega
is.
On the carry, brought down near the 29-yard line. First down and 10.
And
Mustangs.
are they giving him the 28 or more? They still haven't spotted the football.
Yeah, it looks like 29 according to that ref.
It's a
on the
gain
far
of
side.
27 for Frank Ortega, and a Mustang first down at the 29. The offense looking very efficient now, keeping the Lutheran offense off the field. The drive started at their own 21-yard line on the interception by Braden Fajardo. First and 10 for Fort Morgan. Levi McCoy's the lone setback to the left of the quarterback, Wheatley. He is 5 yards behind center. Fajardo in motion to the right. Play action. Wheatley to throw. Over the middle. The pass going to be broken up, and that was not a good decision by Wheatley. Man, he laid his receiver, Marquez, out to dry and double covered at the 10-yard line, and it's second down and 10. You got to look off your primary receiver there, Brian. That should have been picked off.
Yeah, he didn't count for the safety coming in from the center, but Marquez did get up and get back into the chop block on Fort Morgan.
Chop block on the Mustangs.
Well, that's going to set up a 1st and 25 or worse. Whately is now, we'll check that. That will not count then. That's not an incomplete pass. It'll count because of the penalty.
That is a 15-yard penalty. Replay first down.
1st and 25 at the 44. Well, they've been very good all year at getting themselves out of jams.
Yep, well, they got themselves in one now, so we'll see what they can do.
First down and 25. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. Always appreciate Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance, along with all of our other sponsors. Empty backfield, trips to the right. 1st and 25 for the 44 of Lutheran. Whately is going to roll out to his right. He'll take off for the football, run towards the middle, and he dives to the 41 for a gain of 3. Again, tackle from behind.
Wheatley on the keeper. Brought down
And the tackle was made by Jaden Williams, a middle linebacker, a junior at 6'1", 180. Second down and 22 to go for Fort Morgan. We're tied at 7. 5.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter in this 3A semifinal for Parker. Wheatley now with 3 carries for 15 yards. You got Fajardo and Marquez to the right. One receiver out to the left from the shotgun. Wheatley back to throw. Pressure's coming. Rolls out to his left. He's got to wiggle his way out. He's got to get rid of it. He throws it deep, and it's incomplete. Had to get rid of the ball. All types of pressure.
Wheatley's pass intended for Fernando
including
Marquez.
Josh Ayers.
Complete 3rd down and long.
And it's a miracle he wasn't sacked. But Wheatley's that good of an athlete. 3rd and 22.
Yeah, that was probably the best outcome they could look at, as much pressure as he had coming in on him. But they're doing that. I mean, they're bringing almost 7 guys every time and just going man-to-man defense.
3rd and 22 for the Mustangs at the 41 of Lutheran. Fort Morgan 7, Lutheran 7, with 5:07 to go in the opening quarter. The winner to take on the winner of the Roosevelt Meade game, which is also well underway. Wheatley with a 5-step drop, throws out to his left. It's caught underneath at the 40. A seam for Fajardo at the 30. He's getting loose And he's all the way
Pass
down
complete
to about the
number
24-yard
33,
line.
Fiardo.
Another positive gain there for Fort
Fourth
Morgan.
down
A gain of
and
16. And it's 4th down and 5. The Mustangs are going to go for it at the 25-yard line. So even if they don't get it, Lutheran does not have good field position.
No.
And I love that little, almost like a wide receiver screen they threw there on that quick hitter. 4th and 5. Make it 6 for the 25. Waitley awaiting the snap. Let's see, the Mustangs might take a timeout. I think they're going to let this play clock run down and take their first timeout.
Yep.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And there you go. There's a timeout. Brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants, engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Get your project started the right way, Western Engineering Consultants. Brian, you got to either win quarters or just stay close. And with 4:10 to go in the opening quarter, Fort Morgan is right there, deadlocked at 7, and they're nearly in the red zone.
Yep, taking over 4 minutes off of the clock, and that's what they need to do. They need to control the ball. They need to control the pace of the game and not let that high-powered offense of Lutheran get hold of it. But previously, when the Mustangs had on their last defensive possession, they were awake for that screen pass and forced Jacobs into the mistake.
So they're +1 so far. We know that. +1 in the turnover category. Now, if they turn it over on downs, it's still a very good drive, Brian.
Yeah.
They've gone 54 yards here.
Yeah. That's what they need. They need to have drives. They can't have a lot of 3 and outs. They've got to be able to continue the drives like this for 4 or 5 minutes, even if they don't score.
4th down and 6 to go for the Mustangs at the 25-yard line of Lutheran. A capacity crowd. We're obviously on the Lutheran side. Mustangs brought a lot of faithful there from Fort Morgan. 5 yards behind center. Wheatley to throw. Plenty of protection. Out to his right. It is caught. First down at the 16. Braden Fajardo was open and ran a gorgeous pattern. And the Mustangs are in the red zone.
Mustangs.
And it's a gain of 9. And boy, that has been a nice combination so far today. Wheatley to Fajardo.
And that time Lutheran didn't bring their pressure. They were kind of back in the pass defense. He didn't have near the pressure on him that he has had.
Yeah, you're right. They were playing the pass.
Yeah, and completed it anyway.
1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 16-yard line. Again, the drive started at their own 21 off the interception by Fajardo. Wheatley is going to run to his right. He's got a seam to the 15, and then he's hit hard, man. Hit really hard across the 15 to the 12. You got to watch out there because he took a major hit there.
Number 8, Briggs
from
Wheatley
Cole Rarick,
on the keeper.
A defensive end, but I think he
Gain
got
of
about 4 yards.
2nd down and 6.
Yep.
So it's 2nd down and 6, and Wheatley now with 4 carries for 19 yards. With 3:15 to go, and the clock is running in the first quarter. Deadlocked at 7. Lutheran scored first in a 16-yard run by Ryan Kenny, and the Mustangs counter with a 2-yarder from Frank Ortega. On 2nd down and 6 from the 12-yard line. 2 receivers split out to the right and 1 to the left. This is a shotgun formation. Ortega to the left of the quarterback, Wheatley. In motion is Fajardo. And this will be a handoff to Ortega up the middle, and he's got some room across the 10, maybe to the 9. Nice blocking
Number
there by Fort
26,
Morgan.
Frank Ortega on the carry.
He's got about
initially by
3.
Number 6, Michael Lopez.
Yep.
Let's see.
3rd down and 2.
Is that the 9 or the 8-yard line? I think it's...
They're saying the 8.
All right, give him 4 then. Hard to tell from here. But we'll trust him. 3rd and 2 from the 8-yard line of Lutheran. Again, the only competitive game the Lions have played this year was the first one against Lutheran from St. Peter's, Missouri. And that was a 14-14 game at the break before the Lions scored 21 and answered in the second half. On 3rd down, play action, slant. It is caught! First down, I believe that's Marquez.
They're saying he was down. Apparently he dropped the ball, but they're saying he was down.
Yep. And was that Marquez or Fajardo? I think it might have been Fajardo there.
Yeah.
Pass complete. Brought down the 1-yard line.
That they can't even tell up here. I think it might have been Fajardo. We'll give him the catch. First and goal at the 3. Awaiting. Here's Wheatley. He'll take it himself. Left side. He's going to be driven back. He got about a yard. I believe he got a yard.
Yeah,
Briggs
like
Wheatley on the keeper, hit by number 45, Dorian Pacheco.
And he was driven
and
back.
Number 34, David Bond. Second down and goal.
Gain of 1 for Wheatley. Second down and goal for the 2. Man, Fort Morgan has been really impressive here. They've traveled 77 yards. They need 2 more. It is second and goal for the 2. The lone setback is Frank Ortega. Fajardo, the receiver to the right. He's the only receiver in on this formation. A tight formation on second down. Wheatley awaiting the snap. Wheatley has the football, hands it off Ortega up the middle, and he's close, but he's not in. He gets down to the 1. For Frank Ortega, that's his 6th carry already here in this opening quarter for 37 yards. Third
number 26,
down.
Frank Ortega on the carry.
Brian, they just do the same thing here. Whether it's a handoff or just get that
Third
yard,
down
you're into the end
and
zone.
goal.
Yeah.
Third down and goal for the 1-yard line. They've converted third downs. They converted a 4th down on a 4th and 6 from the 25. In motion to the left is Fajardo. This will be Wheatley by himself, and I believe he's in. He's in! Behind his left
Touchdown
guard.
Mustangs.
Briggs Wheatley scores from a yard out. And the Mustangs lead the Lions 13-7 here with 19.6 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
Keeper.
He faked that to Fajardo coming across and kept it going up the middle, and he got it just enough to get in the end zone.
And now the all-important extra point to be attempted by Brandon Marquez off the hold of Charlie Langford. Remember, the Mustangs defeated Lutheran in 2019 and in 2018. Low snap, the kick is up, and that's a thing of beauty. It's right there.
Number 45, Brandon Marquez.
Fort Morgan 14, Lutheran 7.
That makes the score.
The Mustangs have scored 14 unanswered.
Your Lutheran High School Lions 7.
Your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas. High Plains Bank. Find out more at highplainsbank.com. Well, I don't think we're surprised that Fort Morgan responded, Brian. Keep in mind, the best game Fort Morgan played all year might have been their loss to Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Roosevelt had decimated every opponent, and Fort Morgan was one play away from winning that game and lost 14-7. Lutheran hasn't been challenged all year except game 1 against an out-of-state opponent, and the Mustangs have countered nicely.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Morgan can keep this close in the second quarter, what kind of conditioning this Lutheran team is in, because I'm sure their starters haven't played in the second half all year. So that may come down to conditioning if the Mustangs can keep this close. And so far, they've done an excellent job.
Brandon Marquez to kick it off along the right hash mark. Many considered Fort Morgan beating Lutheran today, but happened an upset, even though it's a 2-3 because of Lutheran's dominance. This will be another pooch along the side, fielded at the 27-yard line, and a seam across the 35 to the 40. That might be Donahue.
Brody Donahue on the return.
And
brought
again,
down by number 21, Jose
tackle
Mosqueda.
made by Jose Mosqueda, but he was one Mustang away from going a long way.
Yeah, he just about got 3 again, but got that wrap up and got him down.
First and 10 for Lutheran at their own 42-yard line, a return of 15. In that backfield is Dorian Pacheco. Out of the shotgun, Clayton Jacobs, Pacheco in motion to the right. There's the pitch to Pacheco, back towards the middle. He's tripped up after a gain of about 2.
Dorian Pacheco on the carry, brought down by
right
number
up to the line of
22,
scrimmage.
David Keller.
David Keller made the tackle. Let's see if they get the
Gain of
play
3,
off.
second down
And that'll
and
be
7.
the end of the opening quarter with the score, Fort Morgan 14, Lutheran 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
That brings us.
Let's go to the second quarter. The Mustangs with a 14-7 lead in this 3A semifinal from Parker over the Lutheran Lions. Lutheran's got the ball, second down and a short 8 to go at their own 44-yard line. Clayton Jacobs awaiting the snap. Man in motion to the left. Pass out is caught in the left flat and stutter stepping across the 45 and towards the sideline out of bounds at the 48 is Brody Donahue.
Jacobs pass complete.
Mustangs with plenty of containment out there. We'll call that a pass. I think it was pretty much it was close. But the gain is going to be 4 yards, 3rd down, and about 4 to go for Lutheran. Looking at quick snap it here. And the Mustangs jumped off sides. Can't do that.
No.
That's a 1st down. Yeah, that's not a turnover, but that's
encroachment on the defense.
You don't want to do that. That's just a major miscue there. You want them to convert the 3rd downs, not give them.
1st down Lions.
The 1st down. 1st and 10 for Lutheran at the Fort Morgan 47-yard line. Somebody on the right side. A jump for Fort Morgan. Trips to the right on 1st and 10 from the 47. Jacobs, a deep drop, looking to throw. Sets. He's a deep over the middle. That pass is going to be incomplete. A diving attempt.
Jacobs pass
at the 18-yard line. Well defended as Ryan Allen was the receiver.
Yeah.
For that Mustang secondary, and Fajardo was leading the charge there, Brian.
Yeah, he was right there in front of him. Good, excellent tight coverage by Fajardo.
Well, Clayton Jacobs hasn't seen numbers like this in a while, if ever. 3 out of 6 for only 16 yards. But he'll get going. He's too good. 2nd down and 10 for the 47. This will be a pitch right, and that is a big seam to the 40-yard line for Kenny. Then he's down. And check that. That's Pacheco. I thought he had a lot more yards, but he cut it to
Dorian
the outside.
Pacheco on the carry, brought down by number 7.
And the gain is 7. Moya made the tackle. 3rd down and 3. Quick snap. And there's the keeper up the middle. 1st down for Clayton Jacobs as he got to the 36, a gain of 4.
On the keeper.
Only his 2nd carry of the game.
36-yard line. 1st down Lions.
And they keep the clock moving. The Mustangs have to get a man off the field, and they had too many men on the field. And there's the give, and breaking into the secondary is Pacheco. He's got a 1st down.
Dorian
you can't substitute here. He's down to the 15-yard line.
Yep.
And that's going to be
brought down by number 22, David Keller.
Keller made the tackle. Now let's see how many yards they give him. The line of scrimmage was the 36. And I think he got to the 15. Pacheco for a gain of about 21. And he's got 70 yards on 4 carries unofficially. But, yeah, you can't substitute if you're Fort Morgan. You got to call a timeout if you're going to do that. They run the offense way too quickly for that.
And if they see it, they're going to speed it up even more.
Declined. 1st down and 10, Lions.
1st and 10 for Lutheran at the Mustang 15-yard line. Fort Morgan leads 14-7 in the opening minute of quarter number 2. The running back there is Ryan Kenny to the right. This will be a pass out in the left flat. It is caught underneath. A stutter step to the 10. And now all the way down to the 6-yard line is Ryan Allen.
Number 11, Ryan Allen.
Let's see if they got that much.
Number 41, Noah Aguirre.
He's at the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 7. And there's the quarterback. Hit right there is Jacobs. I think he tried to squeeze a yard out of it. Maybe a yard.
Jacobs on the keeper, hit initially.
Looks like
by
he's
number
short.
52, Jesse Campa.
About the 8-yard line.
3rd down and 2.
Yep, 3rd and 2 at the 8. Well, obviously 4-down territory. At the 8-yard line, Mustangs had to be careful. Don't jump again like they did earlier on 3rd and 2. The lone setback is Kenny. 5 yards behind centers the quarterback Jacobs. This time they're taking their time to get this play off. And there's the handover. The ball is loose. It is loose. Let's see. The Mustangs fell on it. No, I think that Lutheran fell on the football. He just didn't bring it in. Now the question is, where's the line of scrimmage? Well, he got a yard on the ball, fumbled forward. 4th and 1 at about the 6. And maybe less than a yard. In the backfield is Pacheco. Let's see if he gets the football. This will be a good Pacheco. He's hit. He's got a 1st down. He's driven back, but I think he got what he needed. Very close.
Yeah, he's inside the 5.
Yeah.
1st down, Lions.
The gain of a couple there for Pacheco.
Dorian Pacheco.
He ran right up the gut. The ball's at the 4-yard line. There's the quick snap. Handoff. Pacheco right side. He's hit after maybe half a yard. Well, that's a great play there by David Keller. And a gain of maybe.
Dorian Pacheco on the carry.
I don't think he got anything.
I don't think so.
Nothing there for Pacheco. 2nd and goal for the 4. 9:20 to go in the opening half. Fort Morgan 14, Lutheran 7. The Mustangs have a 2-yard touchdown run from Ortega and a 1-yarder by Briggs Wheatley. At the 4-yard line on 2nd down and goal in the backfield. To the right of the quarterback is Pacheco. He's 5 yards behind center, is the quarterback. Clayton Jacobs, now man in motion, is Pacheco. Pump, pass over the middle. It's going to be intercepted! I believe it was picked. Holy mahungus! Picked on the slant.
Intercepted by number 26, Frank.
Picked off by Frank Ortega, and that was read perfectly.
Yep.
And I was shocked that ball was thrown into traffic.
I'm surprised they were even passing it. They've got that Pacheco, big back, haven't been able to hardly stop him, and they throw it.
And he's down in the end zone. He did not take it out. So now it starts at the 20-yard line. It's a touchback. Second interception by the Mustangs. Fajardo got the first. Ortega got the second. Ryan, I'm stunned they didn't run the ball.
Yeah,
and that's what the Lutheran fans are calling for. They decided to pass on a 2nd and goal from the 4, but now Fort Morgan trying to keep that momentum going. With 8:56 to go, second quarter, the Mustangs lead 14-7, and they're +2 in the turnover category. On 1st and 10, let's see if they can at least take time off the clock. Wheatley awaits a snap. Wheatley's going to run to his right. He's got a seam across the 30, and then he backs his way to the 25, I should say.
Wheatley
They only had the ball at the 20.
Down by Bryce
It's a
Johnson.
gain of 5, though.
Gain of 5. second
Bryce
down
Johnson
and
made the
5.
tackle, and for Wheatley, he has his share of carries so far. He's got 26 yards on 7 carries. Brian, that last play still a stunner.
Yeah.
You could see it from here that there was a defender for Fort Morgan right there on the slant.
Yeah, Pacheco looked like he was open out in the flat. But they haven't been able to stop Pacheco. He's 5'7", 185. He's a
Workhorse. Second down and 5 for the Mustangs at their own 25-yard line, up by a touchdown in this 3A semifinal from Parker. Ortega is the running back to the left. The winner will advance to the championship game against either Roosevelt or Meade. In motion to the left is Fajardo. There's the handoff to Ortega up the middle. He is loose. A first down across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 8 for the senior. Frank Ortega.
First down and 10.
Before the tackle was made, looked like Ayers might have had a piece of the ball carrier. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 33. The clock now reads 7:49 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 14, Lutheran 7. The Mustangs, after getting hit early with that touchdown from Ryan Kenny, have answered with 2 touchdowns and have come up with 2 interceptions. At the 33-yard line, 2 receivers split out to the left and 1 to the right. Awaiting the snap is Wheatley. Long count here. Play clock is at 3. At 2, they get it off. He drops the ball, picks it up, and then he's down at the 30. That's Wheatley's fault. That was a good snap. He tried to make the play too quickly. He lost 3 yards.
Briggs Wheatley brought down in the backfield by number 33.
Didn't secure that
Josh
snap
Ayers.
into his hands.
Yeah, that was a good snap. He just tried to
Second
run
down
everything
and
too
12.
quickly. Second down, and we'll call it about 13 to go at the 30. You don't necessarily have to pass it here, but the Mustangs have been fairly predictable with some of their plays, but they've worked out very nicely. They converted a 4th and 6 at the 25 of Lutheran to score the second touchdown. At the 30-yard line on 2nd down and 13. Trips to the left. It's an empty backfield. Wheatley still awaiting the snap. Play clock at 4. He's going to roll out to his left. He's got blocking. Throws underneath. Passes caught by Marquez. Well short of a first down to the 36.
Number 1, Fernando Marquez.
That's a well-thrown ball
Brought
defended
down
by Trey Cicio.
Trey Cicio.
And the gain is going to be 7 to the 37. And that sets up a very manageable
6.
3rd down and 6 to go for Fort Morgan. That's the 4th consecutive completion for Briggs Wheatley. First catch unofficially by Marquez. Midway through quarter number 2. 3rd down and 6 to go at the 37. Again, Fort Morgan is trying to use up clock here, Brian.
Oh, yeah, that's what they got to do. They take it clear down to about 3 or 4 seconds left on the play clock.
Trips now to the right. 1 receiver to the left for the 37. Fort Morgan on their own side of the field. Wheatley, quarterback draw, and there's nothing there. He is eaten up at the 36. That was not sold well. And now Lutheran's calling a timeout.
David Bond.
David Bond made the hit, and Fort Morgan will have to punt.
I think Briggs is down right now on his knees.
By the Lions.
Yeah, he'll get up. He'll be fine, but he took a hard hit there. Yeah, Briggs just composing himself. That's a good timeout that Lutheran called. It helps Fort Morgan's cause, too.
Yeah,
So
they were bringing too many guys that time to try to do that quarterback draw.
Well, and he didn't hesitate quick enough, and it would have been nice for a little fake and then a throw. But, again, Fort Morgan did pick up a first down. So they chewed up some time there, Brian. They ate up about 3-some-odd minutes off that clock.
Yeah, now we just got to
The Lehigh Lion football program would like to thank our sponsors.
Good snap to the punter, and then a good punt, and then some good coverage.
Ventana Capital.
Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out today.
Hive Construction.
Equitable Savings and Loan.
Catalyst Building Group, Road Safe Traffic Systems, and a Caring Hand and Hearts.
So here you go. Very critical now. Frank Ortega is the punter. Is that Pacheco back deep? Let's see. On 4th down and 7 from the 36 with 5:25 to go in the second quarter. Fort Morgan 14 and Lutheran 7. I'm not sure if that's a 4-5, but it looks like his body type.
Yep.
Max protect here. So I wonder if Ortega will try to kick it towards the sideline. Yeah, that's Pacheco back there. Ortega standing at his own 22. Perfect snap. Light rush. He gets off an end over, and that's a gorgeous punt. Fair catch. It's called by Pacheco at the 24. You can't do much better than that.
Frank Ortega.
Frank Ortega.
Fielded by number 45, Dorian
That
Pacheco.
punt went for 40 yards.
First down and 10.
And that's from the line of scrimmage.
At the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he had time to punt. They didn't bring a heavy pressure.
First and 10 for Lutheran at their own 25-yard line. Again, 2 turnovers by Lutheran have helped Fort Morgan's cause. They have 3 receivers split out to the right. 1 to the left on 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. The lone setback is Ryan Kenny to the left of the quarterback, Jacobs. Kenny's now in motion, and this will be a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's hit after a gain of about 2, maybe 3, to the 28-yard line. The Mustangs clogged the middle with Levi McCoy.
Clayton Jacobs on the keeper.
And looked like
Gain of 3,
Noah
second
Aguirre,
down
a freshman, into the play. 2nd down and 7 for Lutheran. Taking a little bit more time than normal are the Lions to run their next play.
Yeah, they're not quite as quick as they were.
Well, Jacobs got 4 carries and just 8 yards. 2 receivers split out to the right, 2 to the left on 2nd down and 7 to go. And there is the pitch right, swinging it to the outside is Kenny. He doesn't have much to go, and he's going to be thrown for a loss of a yard, as Ryan Kenny had nowhere to go. The Mustangs with plenty of containment. And it looked like Timothy Paxton and others were in the play. Now the Mustangs make substitutions.
Yeah.
3rd down and 8 to go at the 27-yard line. We have 4:13 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 14, Lutheran 7. In Parker on a 52-degree afternoon. 3 receivers split out to the right. On 3rd and 8, Jacobs is going to roll out to his left. Here comes pressure. Throws off his back foot, incomplete into the Fort Morgan bench.
Jacobs pass intended for Bryce
massive pressure
Johnson,
there on Jacobs,
incomplete.
and pressured there by McCoy.
4th down.
It'll be 4th down. Let's see. Are they going to punt? Remember, this team doesn't punt much. But Coach Robbins realizes that he doesn't want to lose a battle of field position trailing by 7. Well, you cannot assume that they will punt there. This is a very dangerous Lutheran team. I think that's Smolin to punt. Fajardo back at his 45. Got to make sure they actually punt it. There's the snap. And he gets it off. That's an end over end. Fajardo's going to call for a fair catch. And he drops it. Oh, he nearly dropped the ball. He juggled it at the 37. And Fort Morgan has right there pretty good field position.
By number 33.
But that could have been very dangerous there, Brian.
Yeah, it could have been very dangerous.
Oh.
Anybody would have been. Well, he waved the fair catch, so that's what saved him being able to gather that in.
The Mustangs have it at their own 37. If you can eat up some clock here, you receive the second half kickoff. There's 3:53 to go before halftime. You lead 14-7. So maybe deferring was not a bad idea, Brian.
No, looks like it's working out for him right now.
And again, what has Fort Morgan done well in the playoffs, Brian? They played well defensively.
Yeah. Yep.
The offense has been spotty, but today the offense has looked pretty good. No 3 and outs so far. And Lutheran has 2 timeouts remaining, as do the Mustangs. First down and 10 for Fort Morgan at their own 37-yard line. Pistol formation this time. Briggs Wheatley has the football, hands it off to Ortega. Up the middle, swallowed up after a gain of 2, maybe 3. He keeps driving with those strong, powerful legs to the 40-yard line.
26, Frank Ortega on the carry.
And the initial hit was made by Jacob Decker, a 5'9", 225-pound senior. Second down and 7, but they're going to eat up clock here as much as they can.
Yeah, see if we can pick up a little more than 3 yards, but nice drive there by the offensive line to at least get him 3.
48 yards for Ortega on 8 carries. He had a 27-yarder in the opening quarter. Second down and 7 yards to go at their own 40. 2 receivers are split out to the right side, 1 to the left. Ortega to the right of the quarterback, Wheatley, 5 yards behind center. Wheatley, play action, looks to throw, throws underneath, caught by Ramirez at the 40. First down to the 50, and he's out of bounds. A well-designed play by Fort Morgan, and it's a gain of 10
pass complete to number 47,
to Oscar Ramirez.
First down and 10.
Yep, bring something out that you haven't shown them before. I don't think I've seen that play before this year. Not to Ramirez.
Well, there was that one touchdown. The one touchdown that he caught, they threw underneath,
yep.
Brian. That was about it. Whaley's completed his last 5 passes for 47 yards. First and 10 at midfield. The clock did stop since he went out of bounds with 2:57 to go before halftime. Fort Morgan trailed in the first 43 seconds of the game, 7-0. And then they scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives. A 2-yarder by Ortega, 1-yarder by Wheatley. Trips to the left. It's an empty backfield. Will Wheatley take it himself on first down? The snap is there. Wheatley's going to run to his right across the 50, and he's still on his feet, driving across the 45 to the 42 maybe. And it's a gain of 8 for Briggs Wheatley. That's some strong running. And it's second down, and we'll call it a long
Wheatley
2.
on the keeper, brought down by number 5, Ryan Kenny.
Well, that's the one thing. Jacobs is a
Second
running
down
threat for
and
Lutheran,
2.
and so is Wheatley for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, that last time they brought 3 receivers to the left and then sent him to the right on the run. Got away from about 3 of their defenders.
On second down and 2 from the 42-yard line. The clock is now at 2:17 to go before halftime. The Mustangs are in Lutheran territory, and nearly movement there by Lutheran. They did not get into the neutral zone. That's a good non-call there on that hard count. The play clock is running down. We're still not at 5 seconds yet. On second down and 2. Now we're at 5, at 4, waiting the snap. And Wheatley hands it off. That's going to be short of a first down. A gain of 1 to Frank Ortega. He stutter-stepped and didn't have daylight. Third and 1 at the 41.
Frank Ortega on the
that
carry
almost helps
by
Fort Morgan. Lutheran's not going to call a timeout unless they stop him here or throw him for a loss. Third down and 1. Middle of the defensive line there for the Lions to make the play.
Third down and 1.
We are under 90 seconds to go before halftime. Third and 1 from the 41. Wheatley runs to his left, back to the middle. He's got a first down across the 40, and he dives to the 34 for a gain of 7.
Wheatley on the keeper, first down for the Mustangs.
And there's a Lion slow to get up after the gain of 7. Man, can you see what Wheatley's doing here, Brian? He has carried the ball 11 times. Looked like it could be a leg or ankle injury. And for Lutheran, that is Jaden Williams, the big junior. But it's a first down. Looking at Wheatley right now, he's only got 37 yards, but he's got it on 11 carries. Not bad. And Williams off the field under his own power. It's a physical game right now. Both teams are really going at it, with Fort Morgan looking to extend a 7-point lead with 82 seconds to go before halftime. That was an official's timeout, so they got to get right back onto the field. After the injury, no team timeout there. The Mustangs have it at the 34-yard line. And at the very least, if they don't score, they take this into the locker room without Lutheran getting the ball back until the third quarter.
Maybe nice enough they get close enough for a field goal trap. They got to get...
Yeah, there's no wind to speak of whatsoever. And now the clock is moving once again. First and 10 for the Mustangs at the 34 of the Lions. 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Wheatley awaits a snap, back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Heaves it deep up the left side. Fajardo's out there, tipped, incomplete. Boy, that was broken up beautifully, underthrown. That was a duck out there. That is Donahue defending at the 3-yard line.
Braden Fajardo.
And really nothing Fajardo could do out there. They've got a good secondary as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and that wasn't a real good pass. It wasn't a tight spiral at all. It was, I don't know if he got hit or just slipped out of his hand wrong.
Only the 4th incompletion there by Wheatley in 11 passes. And that stops the clock with 1:03 to go. 2nd down and 10 to go at the 34. This could be a run play. They want to move the clock and maybe a long field goal here. Wheatley again to throw. Pressure backside. Throws underneath. It's caught, but that's not going to be much yardage. Crossing to 30. Ortega did get some yardage to about the 28. He'll gain 6 yards in a play. That's because he had a stutter step and an excellent move. The Mustangs are right up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 4. But the clock is now working against them. 41 seconds to go before halftime. 3rd and 4. Wheatley pumps. Throws deep up the right side. Incomplete, it looked like. There's interference. Marquez was held up. He was held up. That was interference.
Pass intended for Fernando Marquez.
See if they're going to call holding.
Complete.
Well, yeah, I think it was a hold. Yeah, there was. It looked like a hold before he went into his break. And let's see, it's either going to be interference or holding. But I think the Lutheran fans don't like it, but there might have been a jersey tuck, and that is a hold. And Marquez was campaigning for it, Brian. I don't think he's going to do that if he didn't get a legitimate hold there. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs with 36.5 seconds to go. And now a Lion is holding on to the football for some reason. And they'll put it back in play here momentarily, but that is a hold. And the ball, boy, what a huge opportunity. You got to take advantage now. It's at the 18-yard line.
Lions
at the very least.
Mustangs 1st down and 10.
Get a field goal attempt if you can. This started at the 37. The Mustangs have traveled 45 yards so far. 1st and 10, they lead 14-7, 36.5 seconds to go. Here in the opening half, from the 18, right hash mark. Wheatley, 3-step drop, pumps, slant, incomplete. Oh, well overthrown, intended for Marquez at the 8. I think he did that on purpose, Brian. There was nothing there.
Yeah, he was covered too well. Yeah, like you said, this Lutheran secondary is
they're good.
Pretty darn good.
They're a solid secondary. That's why the Mustangs have had to throw underneath. On 2nd down and 10 for the 18, down to 33.1 seconds to go before halftime. Boy, to go up 2 scores here would be huge. On the road in a 3A semifinal. Looking over towards the sideline. Mustangs still have 2 timeouts remaining.
Yep.
The play clock is still not yet at 5. 2 receivers split each side. An empty backfield. Here it comes. Wheatley's going to take off with the football. He spins to the 15. Wheatley to the 10. Wheatley still on his feet. Breaking tackles. There's a flag down. It's either a hold or a face mask. It's either a hold. It might be a hold against Fort Morgan.
The keeper.
We'll see. He's down at about the 6.
It was away from the ball. It was out on the center.
Yeah, that's going to be against Fort Morgan. They're going to walk it back, but near the end of the play, that is a block in the back. And that's at the end of the play.
Holding
so
on the Mustangs.
Still give them 12 yards. And then the penalty, that's too bad because it was thrown near the end of the play when you don't need to commit a violation like that. It's at the 16. So it actually sets up a 2nd down and 8. Wheatley's best run of the game. But we have 26.2 seconds to go. And they're going to wind the clock. They got to be careful. They got to wind the clock. Fort Morgan's got to be aware of that. 21 to go. Wheatley, play action. Heaves it deep up the left side. Marquez out there. And he dropped the ball. It was in his hands, but Donahue broke it up. He nearly made the play. There was a lot of fist fighting out there.
Fernando Marquez
and it's incomplete. Oh, man, Donahue with some excellent defense. That almost could have been called offensive interference. They were fighting out there. 3rd down and 8 to go. And Wheatley's throws have not been coming out of his hand crisply on those fade patterns, Brian.
No, they're not. They're got some wobble to them. I'm not sure just what the problem is. If he could just lead him just a little bit more.
Well, they have 2 timeouts remaining. 16.1 seconds to go before halftime. Fort Morgan 14, Lutheran 7. We'll have a short halftime show from here live, and then we'll go to a feature. On 3rd down and 8 from the 16. Huge play in this first half. Whately with a 3-step drop, throws it out to his left. Caught by Fajardo at the 15, cuts inside to the 10. Fajardo spins, he's still on his feet to the 6. That should be a first down. You got to call a timeout with 7.3 seconds to go. It's a first down and a gain of 10
Fajardo
on that little wide receiver slant, that little screen. And now what do you do here?
Well, they still have a timeout left, so they can run it if they want to try to.
Well, you run a play.
They got one play and then probably try a field goal if they don't get in.
Fajardo unofficially now with 5 catches for 47 yards. And you know these Lions have got to be a little bit shell-shocked. They were up 42-0 after the opening quarter against Palisade. That almost boded better for Fort Morgan, considering that you can't play that good 2 weeks in a row in any quarter.
No, the Mustangs have come out and just played lights out here this first half. They've been able to do what they've wanted to, basically. Had a couple of interceptions. They've been able to keep the ball on offense, nice long drives. So we'll see if they can finish this one off here with either a three points or a touchdown.
Well, we know this for sure. You can't take your time on this play if not the clock runs out. No. 7.3 seconds to go. You're at the 6. You could easily run a play in 4 or 5 seconds. You could hand it off and call a timeout and set up for an extra point, or a field goal, excuse me. On first down and goal for the 6. Again, 7.3 seconds to go. Marquez, the receiver, to the left. Fajardo out to the right along with Chase Redding on the inside slot. Ortega's in the backfield to the left of the quarterback, Wheatley. Let's see what happens here. Wheatley has a snap, quick drop, fade, right side, and that is incomplete. Intended for Fajardo and broken up. Here comes the field goal team with 3.3 seconds to go, broken up by Pacheco. That's a good play, Brian, and he threw that one pretty well. It's just tough because that secondary is solid.
Yeah, the defender was right there in front of him, but he kind of threw it a little back shoulder, but it was just a little over his reach.
Boy, now you got to make this. The ball's in the middle of the field here. Marquez should treat this lane. He had a field goal in last year's playoffs.
Yeah, this looks like an extra point.
Well, a little bit deeper than that. 24 yards off the hold of Langford. The kick is up. Oh. And no play. No play. There was a timeout called by Lutheran. Oh, what a break.
Thank you.
A timeout called by Lutheran, and Marquez better reassess his kick there because he line drived it. That would have been way off to the left and short.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know
what happened. What a break. That's almost like a turnover.
Yeah, I don't know if Charlie didn't get the... They're going to go over and practice it right now over on the sidelines. I don't think Charlie got a good grip on it.
They're trying to set the clock back to its normal time. There you go, 3.3 seconds to go. I'm telling you, if they miss this one, even though Fort Morgan gets the second half kickoff, Lutheran's got some momentum.
Yeah.
Because Fort Morgan, essentially, Brian, has traveled 57 yards to the 6-yard line. You got to come away with points.
Yeah, I know it's just a little deeper than an extra point, but it's basically the same. I mean, his extra points are deep enough that he should be able to make this without any problem.
We are seconds shy of the top of the hour. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. And right after this play, we'll keep it here for the halftime show for a couple of minutes before we go to a feature. But now this turns into a huge... Are they moving that tee up a little bit? Well... Let's call it 23 yards. And the kick is up. That kick looks good from here. And that kick is right there. And that's the final play of the first half. Fort Morgan 17, Lutheran 7.
Good. That brings us
the Mustang halftime show is brought to you by B&B Appliance and Repair. From refrigerators to vacuums and everything in between. They have exactly what you need and service it too. B&B Appliance and Repair. Brian, before I go through the individual numbers, let's run through the drives here, starting with Lutheran's first drive, and they shell-shocked Fort Morgan early in the game.
Yeah, it took them right out. Took them 3 plays. Went 41 yards. Went up 7-0. Then the Mustangs got the ball back, and they went 4 plays. They went 49 yards. Ortega with a 2-yard run made it 7-7. Then the Mustangs went up 14-7 on a 16-play drive. But they started at their own 21-yard line, a 79-yard play or possession. Excuse me. PAT was good, 14-7 Fort Morgan, and just now the Mustangs went 13 plays and got the field goal from 23 yards out, 17-7 as we are here at half.
All right, let's look at the numbers here because Lutheran really struggling offensively. You wouldn't have thought that was the case. Clayton Jacobs, 4 carries for 8 yards. Ryan Kenny's got 4 for 29. Pacheco, though, had 6 for 72. So they've got 109 yards on the ground, but through the air, you're looking at a performance right now for Clayton Jacobs, 4 out of 9, 24 yards and 2 interceptions, 133 yards of total offense. The Mustangs, Brian, have 216 yards of total offense. Wheatley in the game has thrown 16 passes and has completed 9 for 118 yards. Wheatley 12 carries for 49, Ortega 9 for 49, and Fajardo, the leading receiver, 5 catches for 47 yards. So we'll take a 30-second break, come back with our halftime feature. Fort Morgan at the break leads Lutheran 17-7. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel. You're listening to the 2021 Colorado High School Football Playoffs on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with Brian Nickel as we hit the third quarter. The Mustangs with a 17-7 lead in this 3A semifinal in Parker against the Lutheran Lions. Now Lutheran will kick off, but will they? Will they onside it or not, Brian? We don't know.
I don't know. It depends if they want to give Fort Morgan that get a field position.
Well, big decision coming up here. The kicker is Samuel Smolin. That's all they do is onside, but they're down by 10. And Fort Morgan recovered the first onside kick and then went into the end zone a few plays later. This will be a pooch, and it'll be loose! And the Mustangs are going to give it right back to Lutheran at the 44. It went up, looked like a helmet of Mosqueda or somebody out there.
By number 47.
Oh, man. That was an easy one for Fort Morgan, and they muffed that.
Yep.
First down, Lions.
And just like that, the ball deflected right back and ricocheted to Lutheran. Oh, man, what a massive mistake. You're not going to win games on the road getting off to that start in the second half. First and 10 for Lutheran at the Mustang 44-yard line. There's the give to Pacheco up the middle. Runs into a blocker, swings it to the outside, down at the line of scrimmage. And that was David Keller with the tackle, second down and 10. They're right up to the line of scrimmage. Man, that's just an opportunity you have if you're Fort Morgan.
1 second down and 9.
Just to take time off the clock. Second and 9. Pass out in the left flat and caught and breaking a tackle, but down after a gain of 2. Let's see who caught that. That was Ryan Allen to the 41-yard line. Third and 7 at the 41, right up to the line of scrimmage. Left hash mark. Jacobs is going to roll out to his right, looking underneath. Throws off his back foot, and that's going to be broken up by Wheatley at the 22-yard line. And the receiver is down flat on his back. He might have landed hard on his back to Cicio. Fourth down and 7. And actually, they'll backtrack it to the 42, so it is a 4th down and 8. Off the incompletion. And he's still flat on his back. Well, Brian, that turnover for Fort Morgan's not going to hurt if they can stop him here on the 4th down and 8.
Yeah, they got to stop him here. You know they'll go for it and field their field position they're in right now.
I mean, the Mustangs have been very disciplined defensively. They do have, I believe, 1 penalty defensively in the opening half, but Cicio still flat on his back. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. He fell down pretty hard on this turf field in Parker. Let's get an update here. Temp-wise, game time temperature was at 52, and now we are, well, still at 52 according to what I have, Brian. So, and the wind really hasn't played a factor at all because there's not much of one. But a critical play here in the opening 42 seconds of this third quarter. Fort Morgan with a 17-7 lead. Lutheran recovered the onside kick when it ricocheted off a Mustang at about the 35 and all the way down to the 44. But you've got a gain of 1, a 1-yard pass out in the flat, and then an incomplete pass. Cicio is up. 4th down and 8 to go for Lutheran at the Mustang 42-yard line. And this would flip the field here for Fort Morgan.
Yep.
And would make that turnover almost a moot point, but you got to make the play. Pacheco to the left of the quarterback on 4th down and 8. Back to throw, setting up right side, and that pass is going to be incomplete along the sideline, and that was just thrown wide of the target and defended by Wheatley at the 35. It was intended
down and 10
over there for Donahue, and that was not a good throw there, Brian.
No, it wasn't. He was open too, but he just put it way out, basically behind him, I guess you would say, but not a good pass at all.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 42-yard line. So Jacobs 0 for 2 on that possession that netted only 2 yards with 11:14 to go. Big difference between the start of the game and the start of the second half with the Fort Morgan defense. Special teams did not come through, but they've covered up that mistake. Now you can take a 3-score lead with a touchdown and an extra point, and you are 58 yards away. Ortega is the running back to the left. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers split out to the left and 1 to the right. On 1st and 10. Wheatley at the 42-yard line. Has the football. Hands it off to Ortega. Running to his right across the 45 to the 46. That's solid yardage. It's a gain of 4.
Number 26, Frank Ortega.
Before the hit was made, and that's all you need.
5.
Yeah, we'll take 4 yards a crack every time. Takes 7 or 8 minutes off the clock and punch it in the end zone.
53 yards on 10 carries for Frank Ortega. 2nd down and 6 to go from their own 46-yard line. And they're getting a lot of linebacker play in terms of tackles, so they're getting through that first line of defense, as was the case there, despite the fact it was only a 4-yard gain. And again, taking time off the clock. 2nd down and 6 to go at the 46-yard line. Play clock at 4. Wheatley's going to take it himself, run to his left, back to the middle, and he's at the 48-yard line and driven back and pushed forward for a gain of about 3.
Briggs Wheatley on
3rd down and 3 to go.
Gain of 2, 3rd down and 3.
And he was stacked up over there by Ryan Kenny and others. 3rd and 3 at their own 49-yard line. We are now under 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Fort Morgan 17, Lutheran 7. Looking to hand Lutheran their first loss of 2021. Marquez and Mosqueda, the receivers, out to the right side. Redding to the left. Don't see Fajardo in there right now. On 3rd down and 3. Wheatley hands off. Ortega at the 50, and he's held right there, short of a 1st down. Nice defensive play. Let's see what head coach Ty Davies decides to do. Running behind his left guard, and the hit was made over there by Landon Mrozik.
On the carry, brought down by number 72, Landon Mrozik.
Well, I think they're going to go for it. On 4th and 2 at midfield. Are they going to go with a hard count? Boy, a big decision in this game.
Yeah. We'll see if they just try to draw him off.
Well, this is a huge decision. The defense is playing very well. 4th and 2 at midfield. Are they going to go through with this? Awaiting the snap. They might call a timeout. Play clock is running down.
Yeah,
they're not going to run a play. There's the flag. It'll be delay of game against Fort Morgan. And Ryan, I think that's the right play at this point.
Yeah, you can flip the field here a little bit on him and get a nice punt here from Frankie.
Well, you have not given up points since the opening drive of the game.
You just got to do some good coverage here on the punt.
And Ortega to punt. He had a 40-yard punt his first time. As the ball's back at the 45, Pacheco is standing at his own 23-yard line. And we're still only in the 3rd quarter, so the clock is not yet a factor. What is a factor is the Fort Morgan defense. If they continue to play like this, they're going to come away with a big victory. Ortega at his own 31-yard line. Awaiting the snap. Perfect snap. Here comes the rush. He gets it off end over end. Pacheco has it at the 21. Running to his right. Looked like a block in the back. No whistle. Breaks out of a tackle. He's got Mosqueda to beat. He's got plenty of field. And one Mustang at the 40. He's down to the 30. Pacheco now at the 20. Pacheco at the 10. Pacheco is going to be down at about the 2-yard line.
Dorian Pacheco.
Oh, he broke a tackle. Oh, man, across the field, he broke out of a tackle. 1st and goal for Lutheran. A return of about 77 yards. Wow, tremendous play. And the Mustangs have been poor here on special teams in this quarter. I think the ball's at the 1. Right at the 1-yard line. Again, a 77, 78-yard return. On first and goal with 8:33 to go in the third, and Lutheran looking to make this a 3-point game with a touchdown and an extra point. Got to make the tackle, Brian. There was somebody there for the Mustangs to make the play, and they missed it. And that was way back, about 70 yards back. Let's see if they give it to Kenny here on first and goal. Kenny in motion to the left, quarterback keeper running right, and Jacobs is going to be held out of the end zone. He's down at the 1. Jacobs not in the end zone yet. Tackled along the right side, hit by Fernando Marquez. Second down and goal to go at the 1.
It's going to be tough keeping them out with the weapons they have, but I don't know why Pacheco is not.
Well, they might give it to him now. Jacobs now 5 carries for only 8 yards. On second and goal for the 1. The direct snap to Jacobs, runs up the middle. He's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Lions! Number 10,
They make it 17-13.
On the keeper.
And now the extra point to be attempted by Samuel Smolin. Off a big special teams miscue by Fort Morgan.
Had a nice punt, they just didn't cover it.
Now the extra point. Off the hold of Andrew Cronbach. Snap is there, the kick is up, and that kick is good. 7:50 to go, third quarter. Fort Morgan 17, Lutheran 14. On B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. A 2-play, 1-yard drive set up by Dorian Pacheco's 77-yard punt return down to the 1-yard line. And now watch out of your Fort Morgan because they already committed a miscue. 2 miscues on special teams, including, it wasn't even an onside kick, it was a pooch.
Yeah.
And it did go off Mosqueda, who's still out there, and Jose's got good hands. This will be a pooch, right side, the ball is loose, and the Mustangs have it at the 40-yard line, so nice job there. Along the right side, Charlie Langford was able to fall on that.
For the Mustangs.
And Fort Morgan has it at their own 40-yard line, 60 yards away from trying to go back up by 10. But Lutheran clearly has the momentum, Brian.
Yeah, it's changed here after that punt return. They did score on the defense, but that was set up by the special teams' lack of being able to tackle.
First and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 40. 7:48 to go, third quarter. Roosevelt and Meade tied at 14 in the third in the other 3A semifinal. Out of the shotgun formation. Wheatley is going to roll out to his left. He's got plenty of blocking throws underneath. Caught by Ramirez at the 43. And then he spins and is hit out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. Ramirez just pinballed off the defender.
Oscar Ramirez.
And it's a gain of about 4. Second down and 6 to go for Fort Morgan. The only negative, the clock does stop. But again, it's really too early to even worry about the clock at this point.
Yeah.
But they do want to change the pace of the game. That's the one thing they do want to do. Second reception for Ramirez. Now the clock does start anyway. Second down and 6 at the 44-yard line. Trips to the right. An empty backfield. Briggs Wheatley awaiting the snap with one receiver out to the left. Coming with a blitz. Wheatley runs to his right. Takes it to the outside to the 45. Back to the middle, and he's down at the 48. So he's able to gain about 4 yards. He didn't have much running room there, Brian, but found a seam.
Briggs Wheatley on the keeper.
There wasn't anything inside, so he bumped it outside.
Dorian Pacheco,
picked up some
third
yardage.
down and 2.
Well, they had a 3rd and 2 last time. Couldn't pick it up right up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2 from the 49. Wheatley hands off to Ortega, right side, held up. He spins, and he's got a first down. Boy, that was a lot of Frank Ortega. He was held up initially, but then kept those legs driving into Lutheran territory. and is able to get the necessary yardage for a first down.
Ortega
He needed
carry,
to.
first
He
down
got
and
to.
10 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, he just kept driving, as you said, and got that because there wasn't anything there initially. He was able to keep driving and slip through there for a couple of yards.
Ortega now with 52 yards on 12 carries. Fort Morgan 17, Lutheran 14. 6:12 to go in the third quarter. Mustangs have it first and 10 at the Lions' 49-yard line. We'll keep getting updates on the other games taking place today. Shotgun formation. Wheatley looking to throw. Slant is going to be incomplete. Off the hands of Marquez. It was a high throw at the 38-yard line. Well defended by Donahue, but Wheatley again missed his mark.
It was high, but it was right in his hands. He just couldn't quite pull it down.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one to pull in.
Ones you might have to make here in this type of a game, though. The defense was right on him, too. So
Second down and 10 to go for Fort Morgan at the Lutheran 49-yard line. Two receivers split out to the left. Wheatley with a 5-step drop, setting up a screen perhaps. Pressure's coming from the middle. He's going to roll out to his right. All types of running room to the 45. Wheatley along the right sideline. First down. He steps out of bounds at the 38-yard line. First down, and it's a gain of 11. And Briggs Wheatley improvising beautifully. Saw the seam in the secondary.
Yeah, the screen wasn't there, and he saw the opening on that right side as everybody else had gone downfield.
Wheatley now with 67 yards on 15 carries. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. Roosevelt and Meade still tied at 14 in the third. Centauri leads Lyman, the three-time defending 1A champions, 14-13 third quarter. That's for the Class 1A championship. We'll have the 6 o'clock 2A championship on 1010 KSIR between Brush and Eaton, all part of the Eastern Plains Sports Network. On the right hash mark, empty backfield. Wheatley on first and 10. Nope, he's going to hand it off to Ortega. It was to his right. Ortega off to his right, breaking a tackle and down at the 36. I didn't see Ortega there. He was almost
Ortega on the carry,
being shadowed by Briggs Wheatley.
Bond.
The gain is 2. David Bond makes the hit. And that was carry number 13. And the Mustangs have established a ground game. 28 carries so far on the ground for Fort Morgan.
That's what they're looking for. They've been off a little bit on the passes, but you want to keep that clock running. But still have a whole quarter and 5 minutes to go. But the more you keep the ball, the less they have it. So,
second down and 8 yards to go at the 36-yard line of Lutheran. The Mustangs holding a 3-point lead. Two receivers are split out to the left. Looks like Lutheran is coming on a blitz. And this will be Wheatley himself, and he cannot break out of the first hit. He got to the 35 as he bounced off a Lion and was down a yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
By David Bond.
Third down and 7 to go. They'll give him just inside the 35. So it's third and a short 7. And undoubtedly, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, they're this close. Punting and probably just put it into the end zone. They'd gain about 15 yards anyway. So, and the way the defense has been playing, it'd be a smart move.
Third down and 7 to go at the 35. Pressure coming. Wheatley rolls, throws off his back foot, wide open. It's caught by Ortega at the 25 along the right sideline, and he's inside the 15 to about the 11.
Number 26, Frank Ortega, first down.
What a pass!
Yeah,
for the Mustangs
on a play that started at the 35-yard line, and if they give him the 11, let's see,
the 12-yard line.
It's at the 12, a gain of 23. That swing pass out of the backfield, and it's worked again for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, he just had enough time. They were bringing pressure on him, but he had just enough time to get that over the defensive reach.
Ortega now with 3 receptions for 77 yards. First and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 12-yard line. They gave up a touchdown early in the third quarter, now looking to get it back. What a conversion there by the Mustangs on a 3rd and 7. Wheatley on first and 10 at the 12, has the snap, hands it off to Ortega, stutter steps right up the gut, and he's inside the 10. Might have gotten the 9 for a gain of 3 before being
Frank Ortega
tackled over there by Landon Rosek.
Gain of 2, second down and 8.
Yeah, it looks like
just about the 10.
Yeah, it's at the 10. Just inside the 10. Second down and 8 to go for Fort Morgan. They're not thinking field goal here.
No.
You don't want to be up 20-14, even if you take that into the fourth quarter. We have 3:38 to go in the third. Quick moving third quarter. The Mustangs with a 17-14 lead. They were up 17-7 at halftime. With the ball resting at the 10. Redding is the receiver to the right. Now Ortega joins him. Naked backfield. Wheatley looks to throw out to his left, and that is incomplete. He missed the target. Marquez at the 5. Not a good throw there by Wheatley.
Marquez falls incomplete.
Third down.
8.
And 8 to go at the 10.
It's kind of like last week. He was on. He had a great first half last week and then was off in that second half. And he's not quite on here in the start of the second half.
Well, the touchdowns have come on the ground. A 2-yarder by Ortega and a 1-yarder from Wheatley. They just converted a 3rd and 7 at the 35. Now you have a 3rd and 8 at the 10 with 3:20 to go in the third. Ramirez in that backfield now, along with Frank Ortega. A 2-back set, which is rare, on 3rd and 8. Wheatley, play action, pressure coming backside, throws it into the end zone. It is going to be incomplete. Ortega was open by a step, but he overthrew him. 4th down as Wheatley goes down to the ground.
Pass intended for
He was being pressured.
Frank Ortega falls incomplete. 4th down and 8.
Tough to complete it when you're on the run like that. He got nailed anyway.
They're going to send in the field goal unit for a 6-point lead. This will be a 26-yard attempt here for Brandon Marquez, kicking right to left. It would still only be a 1-possession lead, perfect snap. The kick is up, and that kick is right there. It's good. 3:11 to go, third quarter in the 3A semifinals. It's Fort Morgan 20, Lutheran 14 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Your Lutheran High School Lions 14.
The Mustangs just traveled 50 yards, but they set up for a 28-yard field goal, and it was converted there by Brandon Marquez, his second field goal of the game. They lead 20-14 with 3:11 to go in the third quarter. And it's up to the defense again, Brian, but before we get to that point, got to do something on special teams. It could lose them the game if they don't make the plays.
Yeah, they got to stop them here on this. I'm sure it'd be a pooch kick, because they're not going to let it get into the hands of their receivers. It's been kind of long pooch kicks earlier, so they need to drop it down over this front line at about the 40.
The good news with that field goal, if Lutheran takes the lead, Fort Morgan can win the game with a field goal.
Yeah.
That's the good news. This one is going to be pooch, and it's fielded by one of the upmen at the 43-yard line and down right there at the 44. Nice play by Fort Morgan on special teams there. That bounced
picked up by number 22, Chase
right
Sorensen.
into the hands of
First
Chase
down and 10
Sorensen.
for the Lions.
But again, they've got good field position. 56 yards away from tying the game and an extra point away from taking the lead.
I think they were trying to see if they could knock it off one of the linemen up there, see if they could.
I think you're right.
The ball.
Roosevelt and Meade still tied at 14. 1st and 10 for Lutheran at their own 44-yard line. High snap, handoff right up the middle to Kenny. He's got some yardage across the 45 to the 49 for a gain of 5. Big tackle there made by Alcon Ortiz right up to the scrimmage. There's a handoff, and running into a blocker down at the line of scrimmage is Kenny. No gain. 3rd down.
Kenny on the carry, brought
and
down
5
by
to go.
22, David
Keller in on the hit.
3rd down and
Ball
5.
just past the 49. It's a short 5 to go with 2.5 to go. On 3rd down and 5. Again, 4-down territory for Lutheran. Pacheco's in the backfield. Jacobs looking over towards the sideline, awaiting the snap. Has the football, play action, looks to throw. Slant is going to be incomplete. And broken up there, Marquez nearly put a hand on the back of Bryce Johnson. That was a little bit it was shaky there.
Yeah, they didn't throw the flag, though.
Well,
they're letting them play.
4th down and 5 at the 49. Here we go. A big play for the Fort Morgan defense and for the Lutheran offense. That's 5 consecutive off the mark for Jacobs. He threw that interception in the end zone to Ortega, then 4 straight incompletions. Has not completed a pass since midway through the second quarter. 4th down and 5 to go from their own 49. Receivers to the right, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Jacobs, 2-step drop, throws it out to his right, caught underneath for a first down at the 44. Elvin Yanez makes the tackle, got the 43. It's a gain of 8. Wide open was Ryan Allen.
Number 11, Ryan Allen.
They were way too far off of him.
Lions.
Right up to the line of scrimmage at the 43. High snap, and this is a play action looking. He's going to have to take off with the football. The Mustangs are there trying to make a play on defense, but he gets around Levi McCoy. Along the sideline is Jacobs, and then he's taken and tackled out of bounds. A first down.
Jacobs on the keeper.
Mustangs had
First down,
penetration, but he got
Lions.
to about the 30, maybe inside the 30. That's a great play by Clayton Jacobs, utilizing his speed. It's at the 29, a gain of 14. Easily the best play of the game there for Clayton Jacobs at the 29. And there's the keeper right up the middle. He's got a seam across the 25 to about the 22, a gain of 7. And now this
Jacobs
offense
on the
is
keeper,
looking
brought
like
down
they'd
by
have
number
all
26,
season.
Frank Ortega.
2nd down and 3 to go at the 22. Mustangs might be getting tired defensively. A minute 37 to go in the 3rd. 20-14 Fort Morgan. Here is Jacobs again running to his left, and he runs into a Mustang. He's down. And Levi
Jacobs
McCoy
on
makes the
keeper,
hit at the
brought
line
down
of
by number
scrimmage.
27, Levi McCoy.
3rd down and 3 at the
Third down and
22. Boy, this is a quick moving offense, but not a quick striking offense except in the first quarter. 3rd and 3 for the Mustang 22. A minute 14 to go in the 3rd. Awaiting the snap. Mustangs nearly jumped. Not in the neutral zone.
It's in your pocket.
On 3rd down
It's yellow.
and 3 from the 22. Yeah, you can move, but you can't jump into the neutral zone.
Yeah.
And now, boy, taking some time here is Jacobs. We're down to 49 seconds to go in the 3rd. At the Mustang 22-yard line on 3rd down and 3. Jacobs looks to throw, plenty of protection. Now he throws, it's going to be caught underneath at the 15 to the 10. Allen to the 5, he's in there, touchdown. A touchdown. 22 yards away.
Clayton Jacobs pass complete to number 11, Ryan Allen.
And the game is tied at 20 on a 22-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Allen. He was wide open on the right side. No Mustang was near him.
No.
Now Smolin to attempt the extra point to give Lutheran the lead. The snap, the kick is up, and that's good.
Smolin's kick is good. That makes the score. Your Lutheran High School Lions 21. The Fort Morgan Mustangs 20.
Well, Brian, we knew that Fort Morgan was not going to hold on to the lead that easily, but now they have a chance to answer late in the 3rd quarter with 37.7 seconds to go.
Yeah, we've got 37 seconds here plus a whole quarter to go, and you know, like we said earlier, a field goal could win it, but there's a lot of football to be played between now and then, and the special teams are just going to have to buck up here, but see if they can get some good field position here on this kickoff.
Well, the Mustangs have given this team all they can handle. It was 17-7 Fort Morgan at halftime. But the key play was a 77-yard punt return by Dorian Pacheco, set up a 1-yarder by Jacobs, and a 22-yard pass from Jacobs to Ryan Allen. Now the Mustangs have got to be ready for this onside kick here, with a 21-20 lead for Lutheran.
Come on, Chase. Hit somebody.
Now this will be a deep kick, and backing up is Moya, and he drops the ball, picks it up at the goal line, and it's a touchback. Went into the end zone, it's a touchback. Even though it went off his hand, so Fort Morgan has it at their own 20-yard line.
Kick goes into the end zone, first down and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 20-yard line.
It'll be at their own 20-yard line with 34.2 seconds to go. Now the good news here, Brian, even if Fort Morgan falls behind further, they'd still only be down by 1 score because they're only down by 1 point.
Right.
But you certainly like to score here and put the pressure on that Lutheran offense. 1st and 10 for the Meade is up 28-14 over Roosevelt. That's an underdog. Direct snap to Wheatley, looking to throw pressure. Deep up the right side. Ortega has got it to the 40-yard line. A first down. Frank Ortega wide open along the right side.
Number 26, Frank
Holy
Ortega.
Mahungus.
First down
And he had
and 10
one to
for
beat.
the
If not, he would have been gone. It's a gain of 27 And that play works again for Fort Morgan. Frank Ortega now has 4 receptions for 104 yards.
Looks like somebody cramping here now for Lutheran.
Yeah, that's Ryan Kenny, who just scored. Actually, he scored earlier in the game on a 16-yarder. But Fort Morgan coming out with fire on the first play after starting at their own 20-yard line. So Kenny down at the 47-yard line of Lutheran. And that does look like a cramp with 23.8 seconds to go. Fort Morgan doesn't want to waste any time. They want to get, now the clock really doesn't matter at all unless one team is in a position to run down the clock.
Yep.
But again, let's stress, Brian, the Fort Morgan defense really has played well today.
Oh yeah, it's it's what they've done all year. Holding Frederick to 14, and week before had a 14-0 win. So they've been a great defensive team, that's for sure. But you've got to have all three aspects of your game going.
Here it is. I don't know why the score is incorrect here on the website we're looking at, but it is 21-20. Lutheran is in the lead. That was an official's timeout. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at their own 47. Looking to advance to the state championship game for the first time since 2008. And they're going to take this to the 4th quarter. With the score, Lutheran 21, Fort Morgan 20. You're listening to the 2021 Colorado High School Football Playoffs
Mustangs 20
on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's begin the 4th quarter. The Mustangs trail the Lutheran Lions in this 3A semifinal 21-20. We just had a 27-yard pass in the final play of the quarter to Frank Ortega. 1st and 10, Fort Morgan at their own 47-yard line. Ortega's in that backfield right now to the left of the quarterback, Wheatley. Naked backfield. Wheatley will take it himself, running to his left, back up the middle. He's going to be driven back after a gain of about a yard or two. They'll give him the 49-yard line. It's been hard running for Briggs Wheatley today.
5, Ryan Kenny, and number 72, Landon Morocek.
He's found more running room outside than he has inside, but it seems like he will bounce it out, but that time he just drove up in there and got what he could.
That's only a gain of 1. 69 yards for Wheatley.
Let's go, Lions!
On 17 carries. 2nd down and 9 to go at the 48-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Wheatley awaits a snap. Wheatley is going to option, and he's down in the backfield. No play there. He lost 5 yards.
Brought down in the backfield by number 33, Josh Ayers.
Yeah, they brought everybody on that play. He had no time to do anything.
Yeah, they sent the house. He was trying to option right, but Ortega was being covered and accounted for, and so was Wheatley. Going for a 5-yard loss and grabbed around the top of the shoulder pads. 4th down and make it 3rd down and 14 at the 44. 10:39 to go in the game. Lutheran 21, Fort Morgan 20. 2 receivers are split out to the left. Now 2 to the right. They're coming on a blitz. Wheatley to throw. Pressure coming out to his left. Caught by Marquez, and he's down. Marquez is down for a loss.
Pass complete to number 1, Fernando Marquez. Tackled immediately by number 2, Bryce Johnson.
Yeah, they're being a lot more aggressive on defense than they were before.
Now Ortega to punt. This is where the game turned on special teams. 4th down and 15 to go at their own 43. It was a wide receiver screen, but he was hit immediately. Was Fernando Marquez.
I don't know what
they got something wrong with the clock. That clock should read about. They have to account for the clock. I don't know what happened there. That clock should read about 10 minutes or something, or under 10.
Yeah, they've run 3 plays since the quarter started.
The clock's not running. The clock was at 10 minutes. What do you mean? They've accounted for the wrong mistake. They can't put 12 minutes up there. It's got to be about 10 minutes to go in the game. I don't know who screwed up the clock.
Yeah, I don't either.
But that's a massive mess up. They reset the clock to 12 minutes. We should be at about 10. And then we'll find out exactly how much time is left in the game. You can't make a mistake like that.
No. Somebody on the field.
Yeah. I might be in the 10-minute range. Let's see. They're trying to 10-10. Okay, that's fine. That's about right. 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go. That's why they keep it on the field, just in case. So Fort Morgan, which was down 7-0 and then led throughout, down by 1. They'll have to punt on a 4th and 15 at their own 43-yard line, trailing 21-20. Just tough to fight through this crowd, just speaking loud enough to hear my voice. Pacheco at his own 23. Awaiting the snap. It's a low snap. He gets it off end over end. Pacheco is going to have to let that bounce, and it's going to take a Fort Morgan roll inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's where the Mustangs will down it. It's a punt of 29 yards, and now you got to play defense. If not, you're not going to win this game. You're not going to have time to win this game.
No, you got to give.
Punt is down near the 27.
You got to get them fourth and deep before they're going to. Fourth and long before they're even going to think about punting.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. You've got your studs out there defensively for the Mustangs. They're playing both ways. Can't allow anybody to get open like Ryan Kenny was for the go-ahead touchdown. Jacobs has thrown 2 interceptions in the game. Mustangs have not turned it over on offense. They made a special teams miscue. From the 28-yard line, Jacobs will hand it off to Kenny, swinging it to the outside to his left. He's got a big yardage across the 30 to the 35, maybe the 36. It's a gain of 8 as Keller was out there.
Kenny on the carry.
But he
gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
2nd down and 2 yards to go after the gain of 8 at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, they're letting them play. Levi McCoy got held on that play right on the edge, and they didn't throw a flag. So,
well, here's the deal: you stop them, you got a chance. You don't stop them, you have a chance to send it into overtime.
Yeah. With
a touchdown or the 2-point conversion. I mean, this is it for Fort Morgan. You still have plenty of time to go in the game, but you got to hold them right now. And 9 minutes to go in the game. 2nd down and 2 to go from their own 36-yard line. Play clock is running down. It's at 4. Jacobs is going to run to his right, swing it to the outside. He's going to have room for a 1st down, and he's still along the sideline across the 45 to the 48.
Clayton
For
Jacobs. On the carry. 1st down.
It's a gain of 12 for Clayton Jacobs. Right up to the line of scrimmage. The football at the 48-yard line. 52 yards away from extending a 1-point lead. And instead of running plays every 8 to 10 seconds, it's more like every 18 to 20 seconds at this point. From the 48, direct snap. Jacobs looks to throw. A fade up the left side. Marquez is out there. Marquez, did he pick it off? Incomplete. He broke it up at the 22-yard line. Beautiful defense by Marquez.
Flag back at the 40, holding on Lutheran.
Yeah, that's with a flag. That's not interference on Fort Morgan.
No, that was back there.
Absurdities coming out of in plays. Incomplete. And that's going to be against Lutheran for holding. 1st down, and now that's going to be well behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
It's at the 31. This is 1st and 27. I hate hearing garbage from the stands like that. Please. There was no interference on Marquette. We're not even close. He played the ball. Ridiculous. 1st and 27 at their own 31-yard line. Now you really got to stop them here. They pick up a 1st down. This will demoralize Fort Morgan.
Yeah.
Man in motion to the left. Jacobs is going to roll to his left, backside pressure. He's going to take off with a football. He's going to be hit hard, maybe for a gain of 1. And that was Marquez out there along with
Jacobs
Keller.
The keeper brought down by Fernando Marquez and Frank Ortega.
Ortega also in on the hit. Did he even gain a yard? I think he got to the
3rd down and long.
32. 2nd down and 26. 2nd and 26 to go at the 32. They're just looking for anything, 10 or 15 yards to set up something reasonable here. Under 8 minutes to go in the game.
And now they're slowing it down so Fort Morgan can't get hold of the ball.
Lutheran leads 21-20. They took the lead on a 22-yard touchdown pass from Jacobs to Ryan Allen. On 2nd and 26, and you can't commit a defensive penalty. That would really hurt you here as well. At the 32, perfect snap. Here comes the pressure, and the Mustangs in on Jacobs. He's sacked back at about the 26-yard line. Fort Morgan coming through with a bull rush. And I wonder if
Jacobs
that was Aguirre and others.
Loss on the play. 3rd down and long.
And he lost about 10 yards there. Now, with a football at the 27, we'll call it the 27, they've got to get to the 42. It is 3rd and 31. Well, here, do you take a chance on a deep pass?
Yeah.
Remember,
they could. I mean, even if it's picked, it'd be like a punt.
Well, under 7 minutes to go in the game on 3rd and 31 for the 27. Trips to the right. Jacobs is going to roll that way. Jacobs sets up a screen to the left, and the pass is going to be incomplete. There's a flag. Charlie Langford interfered on Ryan Allen. It will not be a first down, but he did interfere.
Falls incomplete. There is a flag.
Not an automatic first down in high school football.
No. 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Right, that is interference, and there's a second flag out here. Out of the backfield there was Allen, or in some slot. So it falls incomplete, but this will be a 3rd down, and now still about 18 or something in that area. There are no automatic first downs here. This isn't the NFL. So they walk it off.
Pass interference on the defense.
And that's what it is, Brian. It's 3rd down and 16 to go at the 42-yard line. They got to get to the Fort Morgan 42. You said 3rd and 5. It's not 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 15.
Yep, they got it. It's more like 16. Huge play here. 3rd and 16 off the pass interference penalty by Fort Morgan. Out of the shotgun formation. And there was movement by the receiver.
Yeah.
Now that's a receiver that moved, clearly. That was movement by Bryce Johnson. It'll be a 3rd and 21. One of the few penalties called in this game.
False start on the offense.
With a football now at the 37.
3rd down and 20.
6:47 to go in this 3A semifinal. Lutheran 21, Fort Morgan 20. The winner to take on maybe the Meade Mavericks, who have a 28-14 lead in the second half against Roosevelt. On 3rd and 21, Jacobs awaits the snap. He's got it. It's going to roll to his left. He's going to heave it up the left side, and that pass is going to be intercepted by Ortega at the 34-yard line. Then he's tackled at the 32. He was down, but it's intercepted by Ortega. He was just playing center field there. That was too easy for him.
By number 26,
3rd interception thrown by Clayton Jacobs.
At their own 32-yard line.
And 6:37 to go in the game, Brian. Here's your shot. If you're Fort Morgan, you've got a shot to win the game.
Yeah, this will be 4-down territory wherever they go here, I would guess.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Fort Morgan's got to go, I would say, about 50 yards to get about a 35-yard field goal. Center of the field. Briggs Wheatley on 1st and 10, coming on a blitz, and Lutheran's way off sides. Ayers jumped.
Yep.
He was trying to read the snap count, and now Fort Morgan has it 1st and 5 at the 37. Well, they were very aggressive last time. You mentioned that, Brian.
1st down and 5 for the Mustangs.
Yeah,
and if Fort Morgan scores, they'll go for 2, so they can go up by 7. 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. This was the case a year ago. They scored against Roosevelt to take the lead and lost on a field goal 17-16. And they scored in that game with less than a minute to go. Here you've got 6:37 remaining. 2 receivers out to the right, 2 to the left. They're coming with a blitz. Pass over the middle is going to be caught by Ortega at the 42. A 1st down, and it was actually underthrown. If not, he might have gone the distance to the 39.
Frank Ortega.
He was mad that he tripped, but nice catch by Ortega.
Gain of 24. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at the 39-yard line. Again, they cannot cover him out of the backfield. That is 5 receptions today for 128 yards for Frank Ortega. And Briggs Wheatley is approaching the 200-yard mark in passing. 1st and 10 at the 39. Another great play there by the Mustangs offensively. We have 6 minutes to go in this semifinal classic. from the 39. Handoff, Ortega up the middle, and he drives to about the 36-yard line before he's
Carry by number 26.
pile driven
Frank
back.
Ortega. Gain of 2, second down and 8.
Yeah, they'll only spot the football at the 37. Daniel Sedna gets up limping a bit. Second down and 8 yards to go at the 37-yard line. Lutheran 21, Fort Morgan 20 for a spot in the 3A championship game next Saturday in Pueblo at 1 o'clock. Naked backfield on 2nd and 8 from the 37. And I don't know what happened there, but
everybody went with the snap.
Yep, that's going to be against Fort Morgan. That should be against Fort Morgan on a false start. That's what it is.
False start on the Mustangs.
That'll be a 2nd and 13 now.
Makes it second down and 13.
At the 42. Yeah, you still got to come up with another big play to get into field goal range, but the Mustangs have been held to a field goal here in the second half. Under 5 minutes to go in the game. Second down and 13 from the 42. Two receivers split each side. Pressure's coming. Wheatley on the slant, and it's going to be caught. What a reception! Is that Marquez? He's got it. He's got the ball at the 35. That was not a very good throw, but it's a gain of 7. And Brian, we should note that Braden Fajardo's been out since the second quarter. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
Apparently he got hurt because we haven't seen him. So they're doing this without Fajardo, who had a huge first half. Third down and 7 to go. Make it 6 to go. They got to get to the 29. They're at the 35. Well, they'll say the 36. Third and a short 7. Ramirez realigns on third down. Wheatley's going to run to his left. He cannot break out of a tackle. Now he slips out of a tackle. And Wheatley running to his right. He's going for a loss. Wheatley's going for a loss at the 40. He slipped out of one tackle, but not the other. Back at the 39.
4th down and 10 for the Mustangs.
It'll be 4th and 10. The loss is 3 for Wheatley. They're going to have to go for it. 3:42 to go in the game. Biggest play of the season for Fort Morgan. 4th and 10 from the 39. Fort Morgan trails by a point. 3.5 to go in the game. Fort Morgan has all their timeouts. Wow, you can barely hear yourself think here. Trips to the left on 4th and 10. Pressure coming. Wheatley's going to roll out to his left. Wheatley's going to take off with the football. Along the sideline, he's down short of a first down. He fumbles. Wheatley is down short of a first down at the 33 or 32. And Lutheran takes over on downs. It's a gain of about 7. Wheatley was tripped up.
First down, Lions.
Thought he had enough room there, but just couldn't quite get it there.
He was tripped up from behind at the 32 on a 4th and 10 and nearly had it. Then I think he fumbled the ball forward, but he was already ruled down. So Fort Morgan's only chance is to hold them here and call your timeouts. 3:11 to go in the game. And Lutheran has outscored Fort Morgan in this half 14-3, hence the 1-point lead. What a game. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran with Brian Nickel. You got to come up with a special play now if you're the Mustang defense. 1st and 10 for Lutheran at their own 32-yard line. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the semifinal. The Mustangs lost by a point a year ago in the quarterfinals to Roosevelt, and now we have a flag delay of game.
Yep.
Well, that's going to help Fort Morgan's cause, making it a 1st and
Delay of
15.
game
I'm
on the
surprised
Lions.
Lutheran didn't call a
5-yard
timeout.
First down and 15.
You got to call a timeout there, don't you, Brian?
Well, you would think so. I don't understand. I bet that's their first delay game all season.
1st and 15 at the 27. Fort Morgan still has a chance here. I'll tell you, these Lutheran fans they are all hyped up, and a couple of them may be over the edge, but It is playoff football. 1st and 15 at the 27-yard line. Well, the play clock's going to run down again. 2 receivers split out to the left. This will be a give to Pacheco, running right side, and he's down after a gain of about 3.
Fort Morgan calls
Dorian
their
Pacheco
timeout.
on the carry, brought down at the 30-yard line.
The Mustangs still have 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 12 to go at the 30-yard line. We've got 3:06 to go in the game.
Timeout, Fort Morgan.
A trip to the 3A championship game is on the line. But safe to say, if Lutheran picks up a 1st down, they probably have this one, Brian.
I would guess so, yeah. But what a game the Mustangs have played, but it's not over yet. All they need is a fumble and get that possession back. So,
Boy, area stunned Montrose, the top seed, 29-28 in 4A. They'll play their Pine Creek or Chatfield, deadlocked at 21 in the 4th. Valor Christian and Cherry Creek will advance. Big victories there. Meade leading Roosevelt in the 4th quarter, 28-14. The winner of that game takes on the winner of this game. And Centurion Lyman deadlocked at 21 late in the game. 3rd down will be coming if the Mustangs can make it a 3rd down here. It's 2nd down and 12 at the 30-yard line. 2 timeouts remaining for Fort Morgan. 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go, but the defense has got to step up. Jacobs out of a shotgun, 1 receiver to the right, and there's going to be a keeper by Jacobs up the middle. He breaks out of a tackle, close to a 1st down across the 40 to the 41. It's a gain of 11. The Mustangs didn't see it coming.
Brought down.
Campa made the hit.
52.
Wow, that's a killer for Fort Morgan. And Jacobs has run the ball very well here in the 2nd half. It's 3rd down and a long 1. Yeah, Fort Morgan cannot take a timeout right now.
no, and Lutheran's going to let the clock run.
Well, they should.
Oh, yeah.
They should. And now you got to come up with a big play if you're Fort Morgan.
See if they run it down and call it time. No, they're going to send a play in, so.
It is 3rd down and a yard to go, just shy of the 41. The clock reads 2:19 and running. Pacheco to the right of the quarterback, Jacobs, waiting for the play clock to get down to 5. There it is at 5. At 4, Jacobs awaiting the snap. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. He might have lost half a yard short of the 1st down.
On the keeper, brought down by number
No
27,
gain.
Levi
McCoy made the hit. And Fort Morgan calls their 2nd timeout, which means this. If Lutheran picks up this 1st down, this game's going to be over now because Fort Morgan has just 1 timeout remaining.
Yep.
After the carry by Jacobs, and my seat is sinking, Brian.
4th
I
down
must have
and
hit
1,
something.
timeout called by Fort
Yeah.
Morgan.
I'm sinking. But anyway, here we go.
I'll throw you a rope if you get too far
Yeah, you
down.
see how short I've gotten. So it's 4th down and a yard to go. Yeah, this is the play of the season now for Fort Morgan because if you stop them, you've got great field position to set up a field goal. You don't stop them, then they can basically run the clock out. I mean, Fort Morgan can call a timeout, but it's not going to do anything.
No.
So this is it. This is for the season. Down 21-20 is Fort Morgan. And thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll be on 1010 KSIR with B. Digger Blast off at 4 o'clock. Kickoff at 6 o'clock in the 2A state championship game between Brush and Eaton. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there at State Farm Insurance. That's 842-4555. Greg Mullen and State Farm Insurance, and fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient, makes them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Man, so hard to stop a team on a 4th and 1, Brian, with this offense. They just called a timeout. Well,
Timeout called by the Lutheran
in the
Lions.
2A quarters a couple of weeks ago, Resurrection Christian just needed a 1st down and a 4th and about
Another
1 or
score
2
update
deep
from
in their
the other game
territory,
going on in 3A
and they
right
had a bad
now.
snap.
Meade
And
has a commanding
Brush was able to
38-14 lead over Roosevelt
get into the end zone a few plays later after Resurrection Christian, deeper in their own territory, couldn't pick up the 1st down off a bad snap. You need something freaky and crazy like that right now.
Yeah.
Either way, Brian, it's been a great season for the Mustangs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Lutheran picks this up, and Brian and I will be making the trip out to Pueblo for tonight's game. I'll be on the air with Tyler Carmen and Ron Albo, and Brian will be helping us a little bit with social media.
Yeah, it's too bad somebody has to lose in a game like
gosh,
this.
I know. And Fort Morgan 2 years in a row might come up short by a point. Well, let's see what happens here. 4th down and a yard to go.
They've taken the quarterback out and got a direct snap to
Pacheco. Let's see. Pacheco is going to run up the middle. Pacheco stopped! He is held short!
Yep.
He is held short, and the Mustangs are going to have it
Pacheco on
at the 40-yard line. He did not get there, and Fort Morgan's going to take over.
First down marker. First
Fort
down
Morgan's going to
10.
have a shot here to kick a field goal.
Mustangs.
2:03 to go in the game. Pacheco took it himself. Well, this is it. Now Fort Morgan cannot get too many more chances than this. They will have the football. Where's the offense out there for Fort Morgan? It's their ball. I don't see Wheatley out there.
he's there.
We know that,
he's standing
unfortunately,
about the
Fajardo's
47.
been hurt since the 2nd quarter. We don't know the nature of Fajardo's injury, by the way. But if the Mustangs can get to about the, boy, you think the 15-yard line to set up for a field goal. They've got 1 timeout remaining. No, you can't measure this for a first down. There's no way.
No, you had to get to the 42.
No, there's no way. No way you measure that as a first down.
It wasn't-
Impossible.
yeah,
Impossible. It's not even close.
Yeah, what are
Why did they measure? There's no reason to measure. I mean, they're clearly short.
they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
No. Brian, you call that at the 40? The nose of the football is almost at the 40. We'll call it the 40. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. They have new life. It was a 3rd and 1, a 4th and 1, and now a 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan. Just a field goal away from advancing to the 3A state championship game. With the nose of the football at the 40-yard line. Briggs, Wheatley, and the Mustangs trying to pull it off here. Got to play clean football now. This is why you're in this spot. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Ortega's in the backfield. Wheatley is back to throw, setting up a screen. It's caught by Ortega at the 40, along the right sideline to the 30, looking for a block at the 20. Ortega back across the field to the 15-yard line. Ortega, first down, inside the 15 to about the 13.
Ortega brought down by
Oh, that gone for about 27 yards. What a beautifully designed play. And once again, Frank Ortega now has 155 yards receiving.
There's a flag on the play.
And yeah, I'm not sure what the flag's all about. I think it just dropped out of the official's pocket. Now you've got 1:50 to go. Now you might want to force Lutheran to take their timeouts. Remember, they've got only 2 remaining.
Right.
And now do we have a flag at the end of the play? Where's that football now? They advanced that 5 yards, Brian.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer on the
That's what it
Lions.
was.
Half
Now,
the distance to the goal, 1st down and goal for the Mustangs.
So that should be about, what, the 7, 6.5?
yeah, that ball's at the 7 right now, and the clock is running. The clock, no reason to hurry things up here. It is at the 7-yard line. 1:35 to go in the game. Let's keep it on the. They're going to try to strip this football. Awaiting the snap is Wheatley. He'll hand it off to Ortega up the middle, and he's held. They're trying to strip the football. He's down. And let's see if Lutheran's going to take a timeout. Are they going to let this thing roll?
Number
Boy,
26.
That's a lot of
Frank
pressure to put
Ortega
on. Yeah, they
the
do take a
carry.
timeout.
2nd down and goal.
With 1:14 to go. Brian, I think he might have got a yard, if even that.
Timeout called by the Lions.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from here.
You got to
just
be
as that-
very careful of your Fort Morgan here, because I think you want to get into the end zone. And if you leave them time, you leave them time. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You don't want to get too cute here and then set up for a field goal that could get blocked.
Yeah, you got to try and get it in the end zone, but you don't want to strip it either or have a bad snap, but you got to snap it anyway, so.
No gain for Ortega. Brian, this has been an unbelievable football game.
Yep.
And what Frank Ortega has done in this game has been remarkable. 16 carries for 62 yards. He has 6 receptions for 155 yards. And Wheatley's thrown for well over 200. But it was the defense that created this opportunity. 2nd and goal at the 7. Lutheran has 1 timeout remaining. Do you keep it in Wheatley's hands here? I mean, you want to score with as little time as possible. I don't think you want to leave it up to your kicker. That's a lot of pressure to leave it up to your kicker. I don't care if it's a 20. This is high school football. This isn't the NFL. on second down and goal from the 7. Wheatley awaiting the snap. Wheatley's going to roll out to his right. Throw it into the end zone, incomplete. That's incomplete. Wow. And Wheatley took a shot. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Fernando Marquez
I don't know about that play call, but
3rd down and goal.
You know, they want to score here. Wow. 1:12 to go. I mean, that's the thing. You got to play with the clock now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have made them use that last time out.
Yeah, well, they can make them use it now if they run the ball. But now this is going to guarantee that Lutheran gets the ball back. They will get the ball back. You can't run it all the way down. They could have called a timeout and they kept the ball in the field of play and then ran another play. 3rd and goal at the 7, 1:12 to go. Lutheran leads by a point. Ortega to Wheatley's right, man in motion. This will be Wheatley behind a blocker running to his right. Wheatley's going to be swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten to the 6. And now Lutheran calls their final timeout.
Wheatley on the keeper.
With 1:05 to go. I think they wanted to keep it in the middle of the field, and all the pressure is here on Marquez, who's got
Timeout
2
called by the Lions.
field goals in this game.
Not the NFL, so don't ice it.
This will be about a 23-yard field goal. Oh, man, it's a lot of pressure to put on Marquez here, Brian. That's what I worry about.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure, and then Lutheran's going to have an opportunity to win this game. But first, you got to make it. You miss this, and Lutheran wins.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, so. But they're in position to win it.
Well, they're in position to take the lead. We'll see if they're in position to win it, because you know that Lutheran's going to have a shot. Wow. Whew. Man. I don't know. This is crazy. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag. They've been serving our rural communities for over 100 years in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Human, Holyoke. Marquez has 2 field goals inside of 30 yards in this game. This will be a 23-yard field goal for the lead. We have 65 seconds to go. You need a good snap, a good hold, and a good kick. 3 phases got to be met. The center is Jesse Campa awaiting the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It is good inside the left upright by Brandon Marquez, and the Mustangs, with 1:03 to go, have got a 23-21 lead, but this game is far from over.
There is a flag.
And what happened here?
They're counting to see if they had too many men on the field.
It's going to be on Lutheran. They might have been offsides. That would give Fort Morgan 5 yards in the kickoff.
But you're going to decline it.
But let me tell you, with this Lutheran offense, they could easily get into field goal range. Easily get into field goal range. It's a good football team. And you've given them enough time here because you threw a pass on 2nd down. That was the only concern, Brian. You threw that pass on 2nd down.
Too many men on the field for Lutheran.
They had 12 on the field, but now, and special teams been Fort Morgan's weakness.
The Fort Morgan Mustangs.
And Lutheran's got a kicker here. You got to do so. You got to make a play on defense. You have 3 interceptions in the game. 2 from Ortega and 1 from Fajardo, who's been sidelined since the opening half with an injury that we have no idea what it's about at this point. Brian, either way, you and I have seen a heck of a football game here.
Yep. It's been a great game.
And that drive started at the 40-yard line. That was a 34-yard drive. They went a 50-yard drive earlier and got held out of the end zone. So now they'll kick off from the 45 instead of the 40. That'll help. Brian, you almost got to go deep here. You don't want them to set up at the 35. If they return it on you, they return it on you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got to make a play here. Lutheran is out of timeouts, but you've got to make a play. If you can get them to start from the 30 or behind the 30, you're in decent position. But if they start at the 40 or midfield, you're in major trouble because all they need is a couple of big plays. Let's see this kick. Oh, they stopped it right there along the sideline. I'm not sure what that was about, but they have stopped it.
I don't know unless Fort Morgan called their timeout.
Well, we'll find out. With 1:03 to go in the game, Fort Morgan 23, Lutheran 21 on the 23-yard field goal by Brandon Marquez. Either way, this is an instant classic. One Morgan County team is playing for a championship tonight. That's the Brush Bee Diggers against the Eaton Reds in Pueblo. This is a short kick. It'll be fielded at the 22-yard line, running across the field, and a great tackle made. And that is by Frank Ortega. What a game he's had. Oh my gosh, what a great tackle. Cicio is the return man who got hurt earlier, and he got him around the ankles. Brian, now you got to make the plays defensively. 59.7 seconds to go. That is a tremendous defensive play. The ball officially at the 22-yard line. And here we go, 1st and 10. The Mustangs are looking to pull off the big victory. Jacobs is going to roll to his left, and now they stop it again. I'm not sure why. What's going on here? And I'm not sure what's going on, why they stopped it again.
Either.
Well, Brian,
3 seconds back on the clock.
Let's see. Yeah, they should put a couple of seconds back on, and they're going to do that. 59 point. Oh, no, now they're going too much. Now they're going a minute 1. That shouldn't be a minute 1. That should be 59.
59.7 seconds.
Yeah, no, the Mustangs have to pay attention to that on the sideline. Fort Morgan has to pay attention to that. If not, they're going to get burned and give Lutheran 2 extra seconds. That was inside of 1 minute to go. Yeah, I think it was at 59.7 or something like that.
It was 59.7.
59.7. I mean, 1.4 seconds additional. That's a huge amount of time. Let's see what they're going to do. You can't give them a minute 1. And now the officials discussing this. Oh boy. Should be 59.7, but let's see what happens. Oh, don't give them a minute 1. Oh, because if they win this game, let's see if they make the correction here. Fort Morgan leads 23-21. They're going to put 5.
They got it. 59.7.
Let's see, 59.7. They got to make sure, yeah. 59.7, and they're not going to restart this game until that clock is correct.
There we go.
59.7 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for Lutheran at their own 22-yard line. Out of the shotgun formation is Jacobs, man in motion. Jacobs is going to roll out to his left. He sets up, he throws near the sideline, and it's incomplete. At the 26-yard line, I'm not sure who that was intended for. That was Donahue. But you can't throw underneath, Brian. You throw underneath, that clock's going to move if they complete it. So but it's an incomplete pass, which favors Lutheran there in terms of not taking time off the clock. 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line. The Mustangs are 54.5 seconds away from pulling off the victory here in Parker. Oh my gosh, what a game, Brian. What a game. We were thinking we were going to be in Pueblo by 5 o'clock. It's not going to happen now. No. We'll be here for a while. On 2nd down and 10 from the 22. Jacobs back to throw, looking deep up the right side. It's caught underneath and trying to go out of bounds, and getting out of bounds looks like Ryan Allen.
Pass complete to number
at
11,
the 30.
Ryan Allen.
Well, that's a big play.
Yeah.
To the 31. It's a gain of 9. It's 3rd down, though. He was wide open underneath. 3rd and 1. 49.1 seconds to go. There's still a shot here for Lutheran. 3rd down and 1 from the 31. Jacobs rolls out to his right, throwing underneath, wide open. That is going to be caught at the 37. Not sure who caught that ball. Along this, all the way across the field.
Complete to number 22, Chase Sorensen. 1st down and 10.
The gain of 7, low snap. Jacobs rolls, throws off his back foot. The pass is going to be almost intercepted. There's going to be interference. No. Interference? I guess there's interference by the Mustangs. With 38 seconds to go. Fort Morgan interfered in the secondary. Oh, this changes everything. It's going to be at the 47 of Fort Morgan. This is what happened last year. Fort Morgan couldn't hold Roosevelt, and they gave up a game-winning field goal. Let's see. They still haven't walked off the penalty, but I believe that's definitely interference against the Mustangs.
Yeah, they're setting up to mark it off.
Wow. I'm not sure. I didn't see it, Brian, but I'm not going to say it didn't happen.
I didn't either.
And you got to make the play. 1st and 10 for Lutheran at the Fort Morgan 47. I'm not sure who committed the penalty. 38 seconds to go. It doesn't matter if they don't have any timeouts. They need about, you would think, about 20 yards to set up a fairly long field goal. On 1st and 10 at the 47. The clock is stopped because of the penalty. Pacheco to the right of the quarterback. Need one defensive play. Perfect snap. Pass out in the left flat is caught. And breaking out of a tackle along the left sideline is Allen. Allen is still loose. And he's tackled out of bounds at the 16. Oh my gosh, a gain of about 31. They might win the game right now. A missed tackle. It's at the 16. 30 seconds to go. They're not even thinking field goal right now.
Nope.
Lutheran about to hand Fort Morgan a crushing loss here. If they can get into the end zone or just kick a field goal. 1st and 10 at the 16. Fort Morgan missed a tackle along the sideline on that pass out in the flat. And even 30 seconds to go. They had all that time. And Fort Morgan still looking to make a play here. On 1st and 10. Jacobs back to throw. Pumps. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Pass is going to be intercepted. Did he get it? I think he picked it off. Frank Ortega. Was he in bounds? The back judge looking. Let's see what the back judge says. I think he was in bounds. Let's see what the call is. Yes! Intercepted! Intercepted in the back of the end zone by Frank Ortega. Holy mahungus! I don't believe this. Fort Morgan's going to get it. They're going to win this game.
Touchback.
Frank Ortega picked it off in the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Unbelievable. The 4th interception thrown by Jacobs on the fade. And Fort Morgan's going to take a knee here, and that's going to be it. I mean, they are trying to campaign, but I thought he was in bounds in the back of the end zone, Brian.
Yeah, it was close, but I know he caught it. It was just hard to tell if he had
oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. We're going to wait for the traffic to clear here. This is a shocking result here in Parker. I know they want to campaign for it, but I thought he was back of the end zone, Brian. You need just 1 foot in.
Yep.
You need 1 foot in high school football. I think he might have had a second foot out, but if you have 1 foot in, and that's a valid call, and they've already made the call, and all Fort Morgan has to do is take a knee, and they will advance to the Class 3A state championship game, and they would take on the Meade Mavericks, which defeated Roosevelt 28-21. Fort Morgan has called a timeout, and do you just go under center here?
I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, to snap this, you know that Lutheran's going to come with heavy pressure here. We're going to try to get a conversation with head coach Ty Davies. I'm in chills right now, Brian. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe what just happened. 4th interception of the game and the 3rd by Ortega. This guy has been unbelievable, and Fort Morgan will be advancing to the 3A state championship game next Saturday off that I'm shocked they threw it that deep, and he double covered was the receiver.
Yeah.
Well, he is going to be a few yards behind center. They're going to protect this. So 5 yards behind center. The snap to Wheatley. He takes a knee. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs that pulled off a shocker. Unbelievable. 16 yards away was Lutheran. They could have kicked a field goal. They went for the touchdown. The 4th interception thrown by Jacobs. And the Lions crowd is stunned. Fort Morgan wins the game 23-21. Let's take a break.
And that brings us to the end of the game with the final
Fort Morgan
score.
is going to the state championship game for the first time in 13 years. Fort Morgan 23, Lutheran 21 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Let's keep our mouths shut. Thank you very much.
Along with Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran. I still can't believe this. The Fort Morgan Mustangs that pulled it off. They got a field goal from Brandon Marquez, his 3rd field goal of the game, a 23-yarder from with a minute 3 to go, and then Lutheran went right down the field. Fort Morgan making mistakes there with a pass interference penalty, and then the 31-yard pass to Ryan Allen, which preceded that lob into the end zone. Double covered was the receiver. I believe it was Allen again. And in the very back of the end zone, Frank Ortega, who had an unbelievable game, that great play on special teams, 3 interceptions. You look at him, what he did from the offensive standpoint, 16 carries, 62 yards. Then he had 6 receptions for 155 yards. And Fort Morgan pulls off, Brian, quite frankly, what was almost a miracle that they won this game, considering they're up by 10 at halftime, but Lutheran had all the momentum in the second half.
Oh, yeah, they came out and went up 21-20 on them, and it's, the defense showed up again in that 4th quarter. And that's what won it for him was that, well, that last drive for Lutheran was the drive before when it was 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, and the Mustangs held them out there with about the 41-yard line.
Yep.
So,
Mustang postgame show brought to you by Morgan Community College, here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. That is Morgan Community College. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Brian, I'm going to disconnect this thing here 1 second. I'm going to see if we can get head coach Ty Davies. We're going to try to get head coach Ty Davies here as we'll get down on the field, and we'll keep it up here, and we'll try to get a word in with the coach. Here is the Mustangs that pulled it off. A 23-21 victory over the Lutheran Lions. A tremendous football game played here in Parker today, and it's unfortunate, but somebody had to come out on the short end, but the Mustangs certainly delighted that they were able to win this game 23-21 on the Brandon Marquez 23-yard field goal with 1:03 to go in the game, as Lutheran season done with 12 wins and 1 loss, and the Mustangs now at 11-1. We're walking from the press box towards the field. We don't want to miss this conversation here with head coach Ty Davies. Just an incredible result here in Parker, with the Mustangs coming away with a 2-point victory, advancing to their first state championship game since 2008, when the Mustangs lost at Glenwood Springs. But let's see if we can find head coach Ty Davies. And an unbelievable ending to this game altogether. We're on the field, and let's see if somebody can help me find Coach Davies here. We're live here on B106 to get and taking that team picture as they advance to the title game for the first time since 2008, and there he is. And they're taking a team picture right now, but we'll get a word in with the coach. And just an improbable ending here. The Mustangs were down 7-0 early, took the 17-7 lead, and then Lutheran appeared to have this game up 21-20, a 3rd and 1 at their own 40-yard line, but the Mustangs with back-to-back stops. And then all of a sudden, that pass out of the backfield once again to Frank Ortega took him down into the red zone. Fort Morgan could not get into the end zone, but they did obviously enough with that 23-yard field goal from Brandon Marquez, his 3rd field goal of the game. And this is just, I mean, I don't know how we can breathe at this point. But let's get to Ty Davies here, see if I can bring him in. We are live here on B106. Coach, what do you got to say now? You're in the 3A state championship game.
You know, John, I just, our kids, they've been here 4 years, and these seniors have done literally every single thing we have asked them to do, and it's brought everyone along in the program, even freshmen. And the fact that we're going to go play first state championship is all because of them, and it's all about them.
Coach, what a team that Lutheran had. You know you had your hands full today. They got off to the 7-0 lead, but it's got to say a lot about your team that they didn't allow another point until the second half. That Lutheran offense kept coming, but your team was so resilient in this game. And you got a special kicker there in Brandon Marquez when you couldn't get into the end zone. You got the 3 field goals here, but I mean, talk about a collective effort. Yet maybe not a perfect football game, but 4 turnovers committed by Lutheran. You played a heck of a defensive game.
Yeah, John, we talk about a game plan for a team, you know, a football team. This was a team win. How we played offense, what we did on defense. You know, we only gave up 1 onside, which is pretty good. Most of these teams that are playing have been giving up a couple of those onsides. So it was everyone, you know. We lost Braden, and we even had to throw a freshman back deep for a kickoff. And he went back and did his job. It's just, it's something special. And I just, this football team, to me, just reflects Fort Morgan. who our community is, and I just couldn't be more proud, John.
One final thing, Coach. I know we're all overwhelmed emotionally here. This is just, it's incredible what happened on this field today. You mentioned a team effort, but what Frank Ortega did, 3 interceptions, that incredible tackle on special teams. He had 6 receptions for 155 yards, and again, he was just one of the many players, but he had a real special game on both sides of the football.
Yeah, how about Frank Ortega? Never had a kid be so versatile and just dynamic. If you need him to run between the tackles and not get 3 yards like we told him today, if it's not there, we need 3 yards. He did it every time. And then they did some good stuff when we had some hard time blocking them up front, and we really had to go to the pass game. And, Briggs Wheatley, there were times they went straight 0, and, they had more than we had to block, and we decided to put Frank out on routes and say, stand in there, young man, and get the ball to Frank. And that's what Briggs did, and those two are very special for us.
Ty, congratulations.
Thank you so much, John. This is amazing. This community, this town, standing here with all of us together after this win, it's only fitting because it's just one giant family. And, I can't give them another week. This is the only week they allow us to play, but we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to go down to Pueblo, and we're going to give it hell.
Against the Meade Mavericks next Saturday at 1 o'clock. Ty, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time here.
Thank you, John.
On B106. We will talk this week. That is Fort Morgan head football coach Ty Davies. Wow. I still cannot believe that Fort Morgan has won the game the way they did here. 23-21 over the Lutheran Lions. We'll walk it up to the booth here. And I'm telling you, this is a scene here in Parker. We had the fans from the Lutheran Lions all ready to celebrate a state championship appearance, and Fort Morgan turned it around like that. You could hear the emotion, the overwhelming emotion in Ty Davies' voice. And let me tell you, the senior class certainly deserves it. From Briggs Wheatley to Frank Ortega, we mentioned Braden Fajardo got hurt. Fernando Marquez, so many others in the trenches on that line of scrimmage that played so hard today and allowed Fort Morgan to pull off what seemed to be at one point an improbable victory, but the interception in the back of the end zone, Frank Ortega's 3rd interception of the game, has given the Mustangs a 23-21 semifinal victory in Parker over the Lutheran Lions. Lutheran again done with a 12-1 record, and the Mustangs with a victory, improving to 11-2, and again making their first state championship game appearance in 13 years when they took on Glenwood Springs. We'll rehook here with Brian Nickel, and we'll get back here.
As Fort Morgan again won the game 23-21. Whew. Brian, the emotion coming from Ty Davies was just, wow. Wow. I mean, you can imagine the emotion that he had in his voice. You could feel it in the entire community. Brian, give me your initial thoughts on what just happened out here, because I quite frankly, I feel overwhelmed, and I know you're a little bit overwhelmed as well.
Yeah, it was a special game. I mean, if you, as we said earlier, that's why you play the game. You look on paper, and this Lutheran team was unstoppable. But this Mustang team is the resilience in these kids is just amazing. They came out today, and they were the underdog. They weren't supposed to win. They were the 3 team, and they just came out and played Mustang football right from the start.
Yep, and they were able to get the job done today as Fort Morgan wins the game over the Lutheran Lions 23-21. Brian, we're going to Pueblo right now. You want to go next Saturday?
I believe I'll catch a ride with you next Saturday.
I can't believe this. I simply cannot believe this, that just happened when Lutheran was in position to kick a field goal, which would have been very similar to last year, but it wasn't Clayton Jacobs' best day. He had a great season, the right. Lutheran quarterback, but he threw 4 interceptions in the game.
Those lobs hadn't worked all day. They've gone to those lobs earlier today, and they just weren't working. He just wasn't quite getting the lob that he needed to. But thank goodness for that referee that was along the inside, the end line back there, because he's the one that come along and said, yeah, he had his foot in. The side judge said it was an incomplete pass. Whether he didn't see that he had the ball, but the defense to set up that field goal
Right.
twice stopped him. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and they got down and
That's
got
where the game
field goal.
turned for
Yep.
Fort Morgan.
Yeah, that was what, a minute or just 3 minutes left in the game or so. So
Unbelievable. And if Brush wins tonight in the 2A championship, this could be potentially the greatest day in the history of Morgan County football. Fort Morgan advancing to the finals and Brush winning a 2A title, which will have the game at 6 o'clock. B-Digger Blastoff will start here in 15 minutes on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, so the Fort Morgan Mustangs have done it. They have advanced to the 3A state championship game. For Brian Nickel, I'm John Beltran from Lutheran High School in Parker. The final score: the 3rd seed Fort Morgan Mustangs defeat the number 2 seed and previously undefeated Lutheran Lions 23-21 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.